This shit is bad for your health. I'm Ross. Welcome to RossReviewsAll. I'm here with my co-hosts, Apex and Has Heat. Fucking moving through it. We got our very special guest today. I'll call him Special K. What's up, Carl?
AKA the responsible alcoholic.
The responsible alcoholic. See, we were talking about this before. I like how you say you actually use your slight bit of alcoholism to your advantage. I like that, you know? Yo, put that anywhere, by the way. But yeah, I like how you say that. You can actually get out of work a little bit, you know? Fucking have a couple drinks.
Yeah, you know, I gotta make time for the drinks.
Hell yeah, who doesn't? And now we got Memorial Day coming up.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Barbecue at the Sayers crib.
Got a barbecue going on.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think I got a little bit of that invitation.
Just a little piece of it.
A little bit of that invitation.
You might get to sit out front or something.
I have to tell you though, it always cracks me up when I'm involved in a mass text. I get this text from you, like an invitation to the party and everything. I look at it and it's like 23 recipients and only 2 of the numbers I had saved. I was like, oh god, I don't know any of these fucking people.
You know what the biggest problem with that was? Is like I just got the S5 and I had no idea. Like instead of like picking group text as a tab now, it's a checkbox.
Oh.
So when I went to send it out to all those people, that checkbox was checked. I didn't even see it. So it turned into a group text instead of like just sending out individually to everybody.
Yeah.
And all I was thinking was like, oh fuck, I did it to myself. Like here we go. This shit's gonna go crazy.
Fucking group text.
Then you start getting a beep bop beep boop boop. It's like shut the fuck up,
I
phone.
hate group text. That shit is so fucking annoying.
It's the fucking worst, man.
Especially if you got 23 recipients in that bitch.
Yeah,
yeah.
Luckily, not enough people wanted to get involved with talking with that many people. Like I know they all had to be looking at it like, oh fuck no. So everybody used good judgment and didn't respond like that.
See,
So
it's
we're
funny.
good.
I was the only one that responded, and the only reason I did is because I knew that like 21 people whose numbers I didn't know were gonna get my text, and I said something stupid too. It was like instead of like, okay, I'll be there, I was like, oakley dokley doodly day.
Toodalooski now.
You know,
I was just waiting for somebody.
I don't think it was that bad, but I do have your response on here.
Toodalooski.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, there it is. You said swagtastic.
Yeah, there we go. Shit, that's worse than the Oakley Dokley shit. Swagtastic.
Yeah, normally I try to just text back the person separately,
Yeah.
just to be like out of that shit. But even though you still get thrown into it.
Yeah. I mean, oh god, the whole group text thing just cracks me up. Like, you remember the whole group text debacle from New Year's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, this shit was
reckless.
it was hilarious. It was like an entire group text pretty much talking about how one guy was going to be excluded and like he sucks and this and that. And then a second group text was started about how the guy that was excluded caught wind of the first mass text and was apparently, I don't know, plotting his murder or something.
Yeah, and then I got a separate text asking for permission to show up and to ask people to let him go to the fucking party.
The big stupid droopy balls on this guy.
Fucking retarded.
Like, hey, I know you hate me and you're the reason I can't come, but is it okay if I come?
Yeah, I didn't do anything wrong.
Dude, I'm telling you right now,
balls.
like if there's a mass group text and you weren't invited to the party, like what would make you want to go to that party?
Exactly.
I know, right? It's like, oh, here, let me compile a list of the people that don't want to see you tonight. And now why don't
Everybody.
you just go ahead and ask for an invitation? Who does that?
Yeah, the best part was
Desperate.
as we were there, like it's just everyone was kind of like, "You think he's gonna show up? You think he's gonna show up?" And everyone just kind of like, "I don't know, man." And you see people like looking around, like, "Nope, not here yet.
Yeah.
We're good."
You know,
Keep partying.
I would think for you guys though that would make that shit fun.
Oh,
You know, like is this dude is he going
thought
to
it was
show up? Because
hilarious.
if he's, you know, like the whole anticipation of the whole thing for you guys has got to be great. And I know on the other end, he's got to be thinking like, man, they didn't even want me here. What am I thinking? Like, why am I going here? And he's just, hey, what's going on, everybody? Just acting all happy about it if you got there.
Walking
Did you
out
show
the
up?
back door with a fucking tray of like food and shit, little
money,
hors d'oeuvres,
stolen wallets.
little iPod or something.
Did this person show up?
Oh no, that's cutting too deep. That's too deep.
Yeah, that's really deep.
I think we're just getting started. I mean, this is 2 hours left, right?
All right. I mean,
No, I'm
we're 10
curious.
minutes
Oh
in.
god.
Did this person show up?
Nah.
No,
Nah,
thank
nah.
God.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted him to come just to see the awkwardness unfold in front of me. But at the same time, I didn't want him to come because I don't want to have to be involved in diffusing the awkwardness. And I'm bad at that. Most people know that if there's awkwardness in a room, all I do is contribute. I'm not there to solve your fucking problems. A bunch of little kids and shit. Yeah, I'm definitely the instigator in the corner with a beer in his hand. Like, that's my entertainment.
It was just bad because I'm trying to figure out, like, why are you asking me? Like, nobody likes you is the problem. Not just me. Like, I'm not the gatekeeper here. Nobody likes
It wasn't even your house, was it?
No!
And what the fuck is he asking you for?
That's even better.
Oh, God, here you go. Just this past weekend, my brother had a party, and I invited some people over.
Yeah, my bad about that.
Oh, no, it's cool. But
No apologies.
I'm tired.
oh, I know. No
apologies on this
no
guy.
fucking response at all from him.
For real?
Yeah, oh, yeah, nothing.
No, because I got your
response.
text. It was like, I texted Vince, but you
Yeah.
know how he is.
See, you texted me right back and was like, "Oh, I'll let you know." And I was like, "Okay, that's cool." Like, I don't like, dude. If you don't want to come, just text me and be like, "No." That's better than just like, "Boo, my text got lost in the mail."
I never said it did, though. I was just like...
He looked at it.
He
and
just
started
read it and
playing
spiked
Street
his phone
Fighter.
on the floor and shit. But no, anyway,
Round two.
Round two.
Well, my brother had a party, so I sort of piggybacked on it. I invited some people over, and my one friend Ted, he was working late that night. He works at a local bar, and he came through, and right as he got there, I got a text from said person that was, excluded from the party we were talking about before. I got a text from them, "Hey, what's going on tonight?" And I was just like, that's weird. Like, I haven't talked to you in weeks. I'm not really sure why. And then Ted gets to my house, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, so I was chilling at the bar with so-and-so. And, I told him I was coming to your house for this and that." And I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Now I'm an asshole. Like, you put me on blast and shit. Like,
So in
now
other
I
words,
just ignored it.
This dude went home and had a razor blade party by himself.
Possibly.
Play party.
Hey, I haven't seen or heard from him since, so it
don't
can't be
know.
ruled out.
I really don't think it like, fucking hits him, personally. I don't
He
think
doesn't
he
think-
understands what's going on. Like, I almost feel like it's his, like, lost
Yeah,
child.
actually, I kind of like. I want to talk about that a little bit. Like, just in general, people that don't pick up on social cues. Like say you're having a conversation with someone in the quick stop or whatever. You're just running in to grab a cheesesteak and leave, and then this person ends up just standing there, and they keep talking to you. Like, people that can't pick up on social cues, it just bothers the hell out of me. Like, if my feet are pointing towards the door and I'm talking to you over my shoulder, that means you should probably not launch into a story
Wrap it
about
up.
your dog. Yeah, wrap it the fuck up. Bitches got lives to live. Like,
Yeah, but the worst part is if you're at the point where you're facing the door and looking over your shoulder and talking, that means you sent them like 10 cues before that, and they weren't
yeah.
catching them. So now you're at the worst point in the cues where it's like, yo, for real, I gotta go.
That's like the final cue in the line of things. Like one of my first cues will always be like, "Oh, well, all right." See you later.
Got nothing. I got nothing for you, bro.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, so let me tell you. Oh, so this and that happened to my family," and I'm like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't ask for more details. Like, what the fuck?
It was implied in the all right that I don't care.
Yeah, like
Because the all right would have been followed with a question if you actually wanted to hear the rest of the story.
Exactly. Like, so many times I feel like I'm just this rude asshole of a human, and then I realize, like, no, you know what? The people that will keep you pinned in a conversation in which you are not interested, those are the people that are the fucking assholes.
I don't feel guilty anymore because I used to, and I was talking to him about this before.
I know what
Yep.
you mean.
I don't feel guilty anymore because you realize, like, all right, like, there's a reason I have these tools, and they need to be used right now because this motherfucker is not respecting the wall here. Like, let me continue what I'm doing. Like, the other day, I ran into somebody's dad, but it's, like, right before work. Like, everyone knows in the fucking morning people got shit to do. It's like,
Yep.
now you want to catch up with me
Oh,
on
yeah,
everything
no.
that's happened in my life in 10 years.
If it's before like 9 a.m., the conversation needs to be, what kind of breakfast sandwich did you get?
Yeah.
All right, have a good day.
Exactly. Like,
a hey, hi, bye.
Yeah, when they're like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, what are you doing? Where you work? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh.
I'm telling you, when I get put in those situations, this is exactly what I do. Like, I'll make sure that I walk past the person, I'll look at them, I'll just go, morning. and I keep walking directly, like right over to the coffee.
I like that.
That's it.
Because
then
you
it's
don't
like,
even give them the opportunity to open up that dialogue. It's
Nope.
more or less just like, boom, kibosh, right off the
And I'm
rip.
saying, if I know they're going to talk to me,
The start, middle, and finish all came in one fucking second.
I'll make
Morning.
it a point to go around the counter, like the way the opposite of the coffee, just so I could be like, morning, right to the coffee, just so I can avoid the whole situation. Because now I got to work on time. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
I got to work on time.
Yo, I have legitimately done that too. Like, you walk into Quick Stop or Wawa or whatever, and you know they have the big square counter set up in the front. I'll like take a couple steps in past the counter and see somebody on the other side that I don't want to talk to.
That's the worst.
And I swear to God, like my legs outrun my torso. It's like a cartoon. Like my feet and legs turn the other direction and start walking, and I just like whip around. Like, nope, I'm gonna go around the other way specifically to avoid any type of conversation with this person. And like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel bad, but sometimes it's coming.
Well,
It's fucking coming.
there's always that conversation that you have with somebody through your eyeballs, where it's like, "Are we gonna talk?
Yeah.
Or are you busy? Like, we gotta go
Yeah.
somewhere." Like,
Yeah.
I love that because it's kind of just like you see.
It's like, oh, both of us are on the same
Okay.
page. All right, bye.
Gotta
Later.
go. All right, bye.
Yeah, because
Next
like
time.
I think I'm pretty good at picking
See you
up
on
on
Facebook.
social cues. So I've had people do that to me. You know, like I'll see somebody I haven't seen in a while, and I'll want to catch up with them. And I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? And they're like, good. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, obviously you're not in any sort of position to explain to me
That's
how
when you
you're
give-
actually doing. So I'm just gonna keep it moving.
That's when you give them the, oh, all right.
Yeah, good to hear. See you later.
Good to hear. Oh, all right.
Keep
That
up
was-
the good work.
That good response, that was like that. I was doing good until I realized that I might wind up in a conversation with you right now. Like, that's what the good was.
My day was going to spec.
I was doing so amazing right up until
My
the moment
day
I
was
laid eyes
so
on you.
fucking
God
good
damn
until
it.
you came in here.
Oh, fucking people.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
man.
You could definitely be looked at as like the bad guy, but this is just the truth. Everyone goes through this shit. Like, I don't even want to hear anybody talk some other nonsense.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here with that shit.
So I have
I
a
don't feel guilty about
Get
it
outta here.
anymore. I
Fuck
don't-
out of here with that bullshit.
It's true though.
So I have a quick little anecdote too, another form of social weirdness. Like oh god, all right. So they opened up a new Chick-fil-A in the area. You know the one out on 541.
Yep.
All right, so
Damn.
I
You didn't know?
No.
what? Oh my god,
Yeah, it's
right
right
next
there
to the
next to
Super
Wawa.
Right next to the Super
yeah.
Wawa.
Fucking
on
right next to where I
541.
work.
Motherfucking right.
Know
Chick-fil-A for lunch.
Yeah, bro. All right, so I'm in Chick-fil-A. It was like, I don't know, a week or two after it opened. It's been really busy since it opened because it's Chick-fil-A. That shit is goddamn delicious. You know what I mean? Fuck anyone that says different. That's some good-ass chicken. Sorry, Nick. Are you over here? You don't like it?
No, I love Chick-fil-A. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that face you were making. I
Nah,
didn't know
it
if
was
that was a
just-
face of disapproval or what.
Nah, what?
That
Their vanilla
Chick-fil-A
milkshakes are slamming, too.
Yo, the cookies and cream.
Oh, I never had that.
Cookies
from
and
there.
cream milkshake. That should change my life, bro.
I think they put crack in the lemonade, honestly, because I couldn't go there and not get
their
lemonade.
that shit is legit.
You guys are gonna hate me.
The only
Oh, God.
time I ever
He
drink
doesn't like
lemonade is
Chick-fil-A.
there.
He doesn't
What?
like
I
Chick-fil-A.
think chicken sandwiches are fucking whack.
What?
Yo, there's something about Chick-fil-A sandwiches. They're so plain, but they're good.
They're
They're
better.
so boring. Get the fuck out of here.
What
Yeah,
you
it's
mean?
a chicken patty from lunch. Get the fuck out of here.
is
No,
not.
that is
Oh,
official
bro.
chicken.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not as disappointed with what he just said because I thought he was about to say the podcast hasn't been recording the whole time. Like, that's what I thought this was. So, yo, if you don't like
guys are gonna
chicken
hate me.
sandwiches, I forgive you at this point because we're good. We're
Oh,
good.
man,
Yeah.
that shit is so simple, but it's so good.
And then-
Dude,
That's
the
why I
rolls.
think it's brilliant.
The worst
the
is when they
rolls.
throw cheese on it. Like, you're gonna put cheese on my fucking little chicken sandwich.
Dog, I put cheese on my cheese, so I don't want to hear that
Yeah,
shit.
I
Oh,
agree.
ketchup goes on chicken.
And cheese,
No.
and
Oh,
lettuce, and
eat-
tomato,
and
and
bacon.
pickle, and onion, and
'Cause bacon
bacon.
goes on everything.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
some
bacon
fucking
and
hot
chicken?
sauce. Yo, their buffalo sauce.
You get the
Look, waffle
do you get
fries,
the
alright.
Dog, I
spicy
dunk my
chicken
life in
sandwich?
that shit.
Do you get the spicy chicken sandwich or do you get
Sometimes.
the regular? Oh,
I-
that spicy chicken sandwich is so fucking
That's
good.
one of
It's
my favorite
delicious.
ones, man.
That shit
Yeah.
is so good.
But I normally just go with the number 2. You know, it's just like the regular sandwich, but with some like lettuce, tomato, and all that shit on it. I like to fix
I
them.
just get the regular
Alright.
plain chicken sandwiches.
And it comes in an OG box. And
This
shit,
week,
too.
I will go to Chick-fil-A. What should I buy?
A fucking chicken.
Spicy chicken, spicy chicken sandwich. That's all you
A
need.
spicy chicken sandwich.
You need
is
a
there a
spicy
number
chicken
for that?
Whatever you
sandwich?
want. Nah, when I
The
go there, I
nuggets,
usually don't
too.
get
Just
meals.
tell
I
them
just get
spicy
French fries
chicken.
and then yeah.
I mean,
All right, that's what I'm
I
getting.
mean,
Unless
you had
you
a
wanna get
milkshake,
the
so that's like not a new experience for
Yeah.
you. But yo, get the lemonade.
All
Like
right.
if you
Yeah.
when you with your sandwich, get the lemonade.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
one of their things.
I'll let you know how it was.
All right. So anyway, back to
week.
this. The,
Sorry.
the Chick-fil-A is pretty new,
No,
and it's been incredibly busy since it
Yes.
opened because it's a new thing to the area. The closest one was about 10 miles down the road, and so I'm in there and I'm waiting in line. The line is pretty big, and there's these couple of black ladies in front of me, and like everybody's doing their thing. Every register is open, and then the manager sees that there's a huge line. So being a nice guy, the manager goes over to like the management station and opens it up as a cash register. And I'm like, oh, awesome. He's actually doing managerial work.
Right.
It's good to see that. You go to
Managerial.
Burger King and dude's got his fucking nasty hobbit feet up on the table and shit, like sleeping. So he opens up the next register. Now it's these two women in front of me and then me. And the guy opens the register and he's like, okay, I'll take the next customer. And these two women, they just stand there and they're like talking to each other. And they're just talking to each other for like 10, 15 seconds. And at this point, I'm like, okay, like, not only do I have shit to do, but that's one of the rudest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. Like, you don't just fucking stand there. Yeah. You're in line. There's a purpose to this. We're not just standing here for our health.
And they just got the VIP register.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they got the management register open just for them. Awesome. So they're just standing there. So I assumed they didn't hear the guy. Because, it's pretty busy. It's pretty noisy. So I tell the woman, I'm like, oh, excuse me, he said the register's open. This woman gives me the slow fucking head turn and goes, I heard him.
I heard him.
And I just
bitch.
looked her right in the eye and went, then why aren't you moving? And I was there with Gary. He's laughing. He's like, what the fuck? And I'm just staring at this chick like, please, get the fuck out of my way. Like, I want to buy some chicken. God damn it.
Damn, there really must be crack up in that shit.
Yeah, for real, man. This shit, it was just so rude, though. I'm like, you've been waiting in line with me for almost 5 minutes now. You finally have the opportunity to order your food. And now you're just going to stand there with your thumb up your ass
Like,
and have a side conversation?
listen, lady, we just went
get the
through the
fuck out of my
struggle.
way.
Yeah.
Let's
We
go.
just went through the 5-minute struggle of just looking at chicken being made and not being able to bite into that bitch.
Like, we're finally deboarding the struggle bus, and this bitch is trying to hold it up.
she's in the front holding up the line.
Yeah, like, I want to stand here at the exit.
You should have told them that the dude that wasn't invited to the party was having a razor blade party, and they should go there instead. Because at least the line would move faster.
But
The
no,
worst is when like people like if something like that happens and then somebody behind you tries to go in front of you, like, excuse you, bitch.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hell no.
Yo,
I hate when people do that. Like, yo, I was next in line, not you. Like,
that's
fuck
why
that.
anytime, like, if
I
I'm
hate that shit.
So if that's the next person in line, and then you're behind them, and then you go, "Are you taking this? Because if not,
Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking
exactly.
go."
Yeah.
That's how that shit works.
Yeah, like, you
I
don't
hate that. You know how many
your
times I've been
loss
in
is my
Wawa
game.
where the line is long as shit, and then somebody opens up the next register, and like two people behind me cut over to the next register. Like,
It's
bitch,
always
I
the
was
last
next.
person in line.
Yeah,
Yo,
Yep. Super fast.
You know
Like,
what?
God
Always.
New
damn.
rule, new fucking rule. This is a Bill Maher moment right here.
You should have to take a fucking number.
No, you call them motherfuckers out from now on.
I do
Anybody that
sometimes.
does that shit, we're calling them out.
Like, listen here,
Listen,
bitch.
you. I'm delegating the line here. Get the fuck in the back.
That shit happened to me at Wawa once, and it was
happens to
fucking
me at Wawa
amazing
all the
because I called the guy out. I was like, excuse me, I was next in line. And I said it like pretty much just like that. Pretty rude, making some violent eye contact.
Making
and
it with a
shit.
violent eye contact.
We were talking with our eyes.
Yeah, some violent ass eye contact. And the best thing ever happened. The woman that just opened the register, she looks at the guy and goes, yeah, he was next. And I was like, dude.
I would have just walked out. I would have put everything back, and I would have just walked out. Like, fucking, I ain't buying shit from this place.
Dude, I wanted to just... No, she was saying I was next.
No, I know.
Like,
I'm just saying if I was that guy.
That shit was so funny,
That
though.
should
But
be funny.
I seriously wanted to just put my hands up, drop my shit, and throw my shades on and just look at the guy and be like, yeah.
Have some killer music playing in the
talk.
background.
Hell yeah.
I'm not
boss
gonna lie.
music.
Like normally under these circumstances, like I would say like you're right, but I love it when that shit benefits me.
Make sure you open
Like,
that
yeah,
there
like
with
when,
the
when I'm
microphone.
the
what I
one,
was saying.
when I'm the one that got in front, then dude, no, forget that situation. When I'm the one that gets in front, I'm just like, yo, I hope they didn't notice, man, because when it's benefiting me, I'm feeling good about
Exactly.
it.
There
yeah.
isn't
Like-
one person that didn't notice.
Yeah, but that's the best part because when you do it and you're standing there, you're like everyone that did notice and you know they did. You're just like, yeah, you ain't got the balls to say anything.
That's why I'm saying you gotta call them out.
It's like, shit, I cut.
Yeah, And it's not like at the Wawa, like when they open the next register and all that. I'm talking about like when you go to a movie on like opening night. And there's that long ass line of people, and you're just like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not getting the shit seats. And you just kind of squeeze
like
it.
15, 20
There
people.
are circumstances where I'm just like, I don't care. I'm going to try and pull any bullshit out of my ass to try and get a
But
better,
with that
better
being
seat.
said, though, if like I do the same shit sometimes, but if someone does pull out the cojones and tell me like, "Hey, asshole, I was next," I'll kind of just laugh it off and be like, "No, I know, my bad." Like I'll retract my assertion. You know what I mean? But if they don't notice, fuck them. That's on them.
I feel like this should be mentioned though. A movie theater is good. That's good game right there. That's open season. Because anyone going to a movie theater is fighting for a seat. That's a fucking battle. That's not like I'm just waiting to check out. Like that's like, bitch, did you get here on time? I got a schedule. Like,
Okay, so get this shit.
Right.
Like I said, I just went to see Godzilla last Thursday. It was the first showing ever. Like it was the preview showing Thursday night at 7 p.m.
Okay.
So we pre-ordered our tickets and everything. It was IMAX 3D. So we're sitting there and we got like middle row of the movie theater, but we were like off to the right. We didn't get like the actual middle of the center. You know what I mean? Yeah. So these two people sitting next to us, they look over at us and they're like, "Hey, excuse me, do we need glasses for this?" And I'm like, "You're fucking right, it's 3D, man. Like,
3D, bitch."
I'm like, "You're gonna have a gnarly headache if you try to watch this shit without the 3D glasses."
Yeah, that shit is terrible.
So him and his girlfriend are like, "Oh, okay, we'll be right back." They get up to go get glasses, and I was just like, "Whoop," slid right over. All four of us.
Pulled it on them.
Real talk though.
Pulled it on 'em.
And the
Said,
best part
"Bitch,
though, it was
what?"
me, my mom, my brother, and Ted. Like all four of us just looked at each other and we're like, "Pfft, they didn't leave nothing in their seat." Slid right over. We
That's
had
the rule, though.
primo ass parking, dude. Primo ass parking.
When they
Dead
came
center
back-
of the theater.
When they came back, though, those seats that you were sitting in before you slid over, they were gone already before they got back, weren't they?
Yup.
That's why. You can't feel sorry for
They
them.
probably
hell
walked
no.
past
How'd
you
you
and
go see a
gave you the
3D
most
movie
deadly
without
stare
getting
ever.
glasses?
Like, you
Yo,
bitch.
they tried, but the row was already full.
Yeah.
So I saw them walk back in with their fucking 4-ton
Popcorn thing.
their tub of popcorn and their 5 gallons of fucking soda and all that. And they're standing there kind of just looking up, and I see the girl kind of point at their old seats where now I'm sitting, and I'm just kind of smiling like, heh.
As they sat down in the front row.
Pretty much, yeah.
Looking straight up.
Still got a headache.
Yeah. They got,
Still didn't get no glasses.
but yeah, they had to sit somewhere else. Like, my bad. It is what it is. You forgot your damn glasses. How do you not know?
3D show.
I don't know.
How do you not know? Like, you paid $17.50 for this fucking movie ticket, and when you hand them the ticket to get in, they're supposed to hand you the glasses.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not only is it the fault of the customer, but it's the fault of whoever was supposed to be handing out the glasses. Like,
I don't blame the girl.
that's just a dickheaded oversight.
Yeah, the
I'll tell
dude
you
is
that.
fucking
That
stupid.
dude dropped the fucking ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
ain't
the
get no
worst.
booty.
Oh,
He ain't get no
100%.
booty that night.
And
And if that was the first date, he ain't getting no second date.
He got- he
Oh,
got
she
so-
probably yelled at him the whole way home. Like, you can't, you motherfucker. How do you go see a
fucking
3D movie with
stupid
no
prick.
glasses?
Like, how do you not
Hell
know how to
yeah.
go to the movies? Just saying.
It's like one of the oldest arts out there. Like, it don't matter if you were in a vehicle going to the drive-in or you're going to sit down nowadays. Like, that shit is just standard operating procedure for a date.
Can you teach me to movie?
Can you teach me to?
Like,
my
sir,
God.
sir, you're sitting in the seat backwards. You're looking at the projector.
It's like waving to the guy in the window and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, shit like that, though. Sometimes you have to capitalize on other people's stupidity.
I'll tell you, I did
Oh,
have
you
one
definitely
trip.
do.
One trip where I went to the movies. I went out on a date with this chick, and I was finished up work. I was working night shift at the time. So, I mean, like, we're really pushing the envelope trying to make it to a movie, like, on a weeknight.
Yeah.
So, she was a big Harry Potter fan, so we're going to see the
Oh,
Harry
God,
Potter
I'm so
movie.
glad you said Potter.
This is somewhere...
She was a big Harry, and all kinds of crazy things went through my
was a
mind.
big Harry.
She's pretty big and hairy, and that's why I only
was a
wanted to
big
take her
hairy
out on a
woman.
weeknight when nobody would be around.
That's why she got
On a
that
fucking
Wednesday at midnight
night.
date and shit.
Wednesday night.
Here,
So
wear this sheet.
I'm not even fucking around. It was a Wednesday night, so we're around like Hamilton area, like way out there, and there's this theater. I guess it was connected to like a mall. And dude, we walked in there, and these guys, I guess, were getting ready to shut the theater down because there was nobody in the whole entire place. Like they had just got done cleaning up, like the lights were starting to dim out, but it
And
wasn't
then
time
you
for
guys
them to
show
go.
up.
You were those
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, and then we walked in.
You had
then
to be
we
that
walked
person.
in, and I knew they were fucking pissed. And there was no snacks for us. Like this shit was shut the fuck down. Like,
Wait, was that the Distinta or whatever?
I think it might have been.
Right off of what is that? Fucking Black Horse Pike or I don't know.
No. I'm talking like towards Hamilton. There's like a strip mall out there, like Route 1 area. Like,
okay.
So-
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
so we're out there, dude. We got in the theater. I gotta say, this is probably one of the most coolest experiences in the movie theater, though, because smoking's banned everywhere, but we're the only two in the theater. And now you got some dude that's all pissed off that had to operate the movie thing. So he turned that shit on, and he just walked the fuck out and bitched about us the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So the whole movie, we're sitting there and we're just smoking cigarettes in the theater, watching fucking Harry Potter, dude, lighting up, like not giving a fuck. Like,
And it was a
nobody
Harry Potter
watching.
movie too, so they're pretty long, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
how crazy is it that
3
we got
hours.
to be badass during a PG-13 children's movie? You know what I mean? Like it might have even been PG.
The only thing to make that better-
badasses.
The only thing that would have made that better if you had like a fucking 6-pack and you caught some dome or something.
Yeah, right.
There ain't no one else in the theater, bitch.
Harry Potter's the most.
You know
badass shit
why I
out there.
paid for this ticket.
That would have been pretty pimp though if you were just like, if you were the only two and you were just walked up to the employee like, look, I just fucked you over. Here's $50. Do not come in this room. Like,
Yeah, right. They probably
do
would.
not come
Oh,
in here.
yeah.
I think we were at
that's-
the point though where I didn't even have to do that. Like they were that mad, they walked off on their own. Like,
Yeah, they probably didn't
No
want to see you at all.
Yeah, they were like, all right.
They were
So
like,
you got
"All
the
right,
same
I never want to
effect.
see these two people ever again in my life.
Yeah, you got the same effect, $50
I'm
cheaper.
telling you, if they
Yeah.
saw me now, they probably remember me because I'm that guy.
That's that asshole that made me work late. Fuck.
That one time on a Wednesday.
That
Yeah,
one
on a
time
Wednesday.
on a Wednesday. Yo, it's funny though. I said Distinta Theater. I went there one time. I can't even remember what fucking movie I went to see, but yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
A little buzzing, but oh
Yeah.
shit.
Oh god,
And,
our first awkward silence ever.
And we're all hanging
That's
on
our
suspense
first
too,
awkward
like
silence ever.
Oh no, yeah, my brain shut off for a second. But
Extinct the movie theater. or
no,
something like
it was
that.
I went to see Galaxy Quest. That's right. It was back in the day. You remember that shit with Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver? It was like
No.
it was actually
N to the O. No.
it was one of these movies. I thought it was pretty funny. It flew under the radar though. It was like they were supposed to be stars in a TV show, sort of like Star Trek. But then they come to find out that like the universe that they were portraying in the TV show actually existed, and they get like wrapped into all this real alien shit. But it all functions just like it did in the TV show. I don't know. It's pretty funny. It's worth a watch. But I went to see that, and they had a fucking fire drill.
What?
Like 45 minutes into the movie, a fire drill. Now get this shit. Come to find out, not only was there no fire, but a customer didn't pull the fire alarm. It was a scheduled fire alarm test
Wow.
in the middle of the movie. I'm like, really?
I want my money back.
Yeah.
Oh,
And watch the rest of the fucking
You're
movie.
fucking right. You have never heard that many people. Like, it's not even like we were there to see some huge blockbuster mega movie, but still, like, motherfucker, I paid for my ticket. Now I gotta walk out of the theater, stand outside. It was pretty chilly, by the way. So we stand outside for like 45 minutes, and then they're like, okay, we'll let you back in for the rest of the movie.
As a customer, your
Like,
job
what the
is
fuck?
not to do the fire drill. It's to run when there's
I
a
would've
fire.
stayed.
So why the
Yeah, right?
fuck are they doing a fire drill?
Oh, I hate that
I think
too.
I'm with Nick on that one. I would have stayed.
Yeah, right.
If
Just
the-
sit my ass down.
I would have just sat there like, bitch, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not in elementary school right now.
But what
that's
if you
the
didn't
problem.
know,
Nobody-
though?
But yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
Oh,
like,
that's true.
The
though.
fire
Yeah,
alarm.
like, oh shit, fire.
Yeah, that
that's
was
true.
it. Like
I
the
didn't
alarm
know.
went
I'm
off,
gonna put it
all
like-
the lights came on, and
I would've
the
gone
movie cut off.
Straight down where the exit sign is.
Yeah, the exit sign that's right in the movie
ones that
theater
you're not
every
supposed to
time.
use that you
yeah,
use.
I would have went right out that
In the
bitch.
event of a fire,
I don't know
walk
about you guys,
slowly.
but I'm desensitized to fire drills. Like we had so many of them in like grade school, middle school, high school that like
Yeah.
the fire alarm goes off and I'm like, nah, it's bullshit right away. That's my first instinct.
That's
I'm like,
bullshit.
nope.
The cake is
I know
a lie.
when a
That's
real
the
one
first
is.
thing you're taught in
Yeah,
in
when
school.
it's a real fire
Yeah,
drill, I'll
man.
know. I'll just know.
I feel like the more fire drills they do is just increasing the likelihood of burning people to death.
I
Yeah.
think
It's
you
like
know what?
the boy who cried wolf. Like, man, fire alarm.
I almost
again.
feel like
Bitch
it's
don't
on
care.
purpose so that like if there when there really is a fire, like you're just like, yeah, fuck this, whatever. I'm just walking, and you just instead of panicking, like until you see smoke, like no one gives a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, whatever. This is bullshit, and you just want to bullshit with everybody about how bullshit it is. As you're walking outside. I mean, tell me that's not what you did when a fire drill happened. You would just bitch about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
you're
everybody does.
desensitized to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the truth of the matter is there's no preventing the panic. Like if there's an actual fire, people are going to scream. They're going to panic. And that's when you're going to know it's real. Then you get up and go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the human condition. I mean, we're fucking stupid. Like, humans in general are just not good in emergency situations. There's very few people that are. And hopefully they're the ones appointed to, I don't know, say firefighter positions. They can save us retards.
The people that are good at it are the ones that get fucked over because they're like trying to help the retards get out the fucking
Yeah.
Like, or
He ran into the burning building to save a normal ass guy that could have got out on his own.
Yeah. And
But
for every
just
10
thought it was
retards
a drill.
saved, we lose one good firefighter.
Yeah, right.
Is that a statistic? Let me look that up. Fact check that. Possibly
Fact check.
confirmed.
That's possibly confirmed.
Possibly confirmed, yes.
It's just funny. Like, I remember I was up at Northeastern in Boston visiting some friends one time, and there was huge parties. Like, the entire floor of the dorm building was just one giant party, like kegs and bottles of liquor everywhere. And a fucking fire alarm went off.
what the fuck?
And it turned into like the fire party. It was hilarious. Most of the people there were underage. All right, so the fire alarm goes off, and everybody, like, not really seriously panicked, but more or less, like, joke panicked, like, oh my God, grab the valuables, we gotta get out. So we're all standing on the street with about 80 other people from the floor, and everyone carried out nothing but kegs and bottles of liquor. So we're, like, standing next to a fire truck swigging vodka. Like, hey, man, I wouldn't be out here drinking in the public if you hadn't done this dumb shit. And there was no fire. You know, it was just...
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
I think it was one of the losers or something. It was like, I wasn't invited to the party. And they pulled the fire alarm, tried to break it up.
They try to turn that shit into a block party.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it actually worked pretty well for a while until the cops were like, no, seriously, like, you can't drink a keg on the street.
I think the more I think about it, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where there's ever actually been a fire in a place that I've been in. Ever.
No, me either.
Ever. I mean, I've survived more fire drills than I have fires in my lifetime. I can definitely say that.
I feel like
I have.
statistically speaking, that's probably
My, our school kitchen caught on fire one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you went to
BCIT.
BCIT, that's
Yeah,
right.
so they have culinary classes in the kitchen. So I guess one of the retards that couldn't cook just burned something, and the kitchen started catching on fire.
How bad of a fire?
I don't know. I didn't see it, so I was out.
See,
Like,
I've
shit, anything to get out of class.
oh, hell yeah.
See, I've seen some fires and stuff before, but it was normally stuff that I caused on accident. Like, seriously though, like working as a mechanic, like as I was a heavy duty diesel tech, so like I had to work with fire frequently. Like I had to use oxyacetylene torch and shit, heat up rusted, stuck bolts, nuts, fasteners, whatever. And all the time, I would just get a little careless with it and forget. I would have like a fucking rag soaked in oil right next to my torch.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
And that shit burns pretty good, man. Like,
Yeah, I'd say so.
it's hard to get oil ignited, but once it is burning, it's burning, and it's doing it quite convincingly.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I'm laying underneath the truck on a creeper trying to burn off like U-bolts or something off a differential, and like fucking all like this giant pile of rags just bursts into flames next to my head, and I was just real calm and everything. I shut the torch off and just yelled across the shop. I'm like, hey, there's a fire over here. And like I hear my boss, he's like, what? And I'm like, no, it's getting bigger. It's pretty impressive fire over here under this truck.
Under this brand new truck.
So he's like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do? I'm like, put it out.
Up, gas
Like, I
tank's
don't know,
leaking.
man.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, it's leaking.
It's leaking. It's going towards the fire right now.
Slowly heading towards the rag.
There was a couple times I thought I was going to blow myself up. I was like doing a fuel pump in a car, had the gas tank like out of the car, sitting on the floor in front of me. I got it all opened up, so there's like tons of gas vapors.
Oh, good.
And just without even thinking about it, I just lit up a cigarette. Like standing right over the thing. I lit up a cigarette, and then I just kind of like thought to myself, I'm like, oh wow, that was pretty fucking poor decision making right there.
Been dead.
Yeah, like that could have
just
been a
died.
pretty impressive explosion.
I gotta say, like after hearing these past two stories, like now I understand why we do fire drills. Like thank you for that. Like I now have the clarity. I get it now.
At least I was always able to put them out. Like to be honest though, I was pretty impressed with the way I kept it calm. You know what I mean? Because like I didn't really panic. I was more or less just like, oh fuck, a fire. You know, like I should do something about that.
You know who's probably panicking is the owner of the business.
Yeah.
like
oh,
that's a lot of shit.
Oh, you mean there's a fire underneath the customer's $150,000 truck in my fucking $500,000 building? Like, oh yeah, that's it. That's the case exactly. Actually,
Don't worry, it's Monday.
Don't worry. Everybody hates Mondays.
most insurance claims happen on Monday anyway. That's possibly confirmed.
Possibly confirmed.
I believe it.
But do you believe it? That's the question.
Oh God. Oh, did you say believe it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yo,
Is that still a thing?
I thought you were about to fist bump me.
No,
real
not
quick.
at all.
Yo, you just asked me if I'm believing it. Fist bump that real quick.
You believe in it? I believe in it, my
Celebrating that
brother.
whack ass terminology. Get out of here with that.
Okay,
He
guys.
was fist bumping
If you
me.
really want to fucking see something hilarious, I'm
Show
trying to pull it up right now. I'm hoping it still works. But I saw this thing online the other day. I didn't know if it was true, so I had to do it. It's like if you go onto Google and you do a Google search, it's like the top 50 most popular women in the world. Yep, I got it. You type that into Google, like 50 most popular women in the world. Click on the very first result. It's an ABC News page. You go to the list. Look at number 7. Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that. Yeah, awesome. I do remember that.
Yo, and it's a legit ABC News article and like top 50 most popular women in the world. Justin Bieber, number 7.
It's just one of those moments where I gotta say, I see what you did there.
I knew it was gonna be something about Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the only reason I thought of it is because you said something about Belieber.
Are you a believe? No, he said believe.
Do you believe it?
Oh,
Do you
excuse me.
believe it? And then that's when I was thinking in my head, Justin Belieber.
I saw a meme today. It said like the first thing you can't see the bottom line, but the first line was like, "Don't trust Bieber. He doesn't have a beard." That was it. Like that was the whole thing. I was like, "What the fuck?"
You can't trust a man without some facial
I'm pretty
hair.
sure I'm the only person in here that can't grow facial hair.
What you mean? You got?
looking at
I
your
mean,
fucking
yeah, I
scruff
do,
right
but
now.
this is like little boy shit right here. This is not no grown man status. Like, look at Carl. That's fucking caveman. Fucking out in the woods for months. Fucking tight beard. I can't grow that shit.
I'm a grown ass man.
It ain't nothing
I'd
against
like
you. I'm
to
just saying.
promote that I am a hunter gatherer. I'm a grown ass
No,
man.
I wish I could grow a beard like that, man. My shit is like
Me too,
bullshit.
really. I mean, I grow
it's
a
like
decent
not
beard,
thick
but
at all, and like not full enough. It's like little patches everywhere and shit, man.
no, man. What really makes me jealous, like you guys, you can actually connect your mustache to your beard.
Oh
That's,
yeah.
That's
Oh,
out
yeah,
of my
'cause you
realm
don't
of
have
possibility.
this- Yo, that
I
was
got
like,
the
that
bald
was like,
spots, man.
I felt like I graduated when I saw that connect. I was like, yes.
Yo,
yes,
my
it
shit
is
gets
fucking
so
on.
close though. I'm like a fucking quarter-inch away, and I'm just like, why can't you just connect? I want a full beard. And instead, it's like you can have a beard with a rapist stash or a beard without it, and I can't have the beard without the mustache. That look to me is just
I
awkward
wouldn't
as
be able to
hell.
pull that off. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
like
grow facial hair too quick.
Yeah.
And like if I were to take
Yeah,
that
you
off,
guys
there,
are like
it would even
animals.
leave like the print of the stash.
There's something in that bloodline that you guys got, man.
Yo, I told you, man, hunter gatherer. Like we are a glorified family of just providing. That's what we do.
We were almost named after fucking Vikings. So
the missing link.
Yeah,
my
all right,
God.
this is a true story. So we're just going to go with that because this was actually brought up. This was brought up last
Carl.
week. I have to. My dad said that he wanted my name to be like his first child. He wanted to name me Ragnow.
Really?
What?
Ragnow,
Yeah.
and the reasoning was it's because it's a strong Viking king name.
That's fucking badass.
Well, yeah, I guess after the show Vikings is out now,
What would
like
your nickname
now
be,
maybe
though?
I could
Rag? What would we call you,
Yeah,
Rag?
like I
Exactly.
just imagine people be calling me cunt rag all day. I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
that's
Yo.
the first thing I thought of.
So if a girl was riding your dick, you could say she's on the rag.
Oh, she's on my rags.
That's
See,
terrible.
Now that you
I
put
know, that was
I
bad.
can see some adult benefits.
There's
to
the
this.
soundboard.
There may be some adult benefits to this, like maybe if I got all jacked up and I was a competitive weightlifter, I had the badass beard and everything.
Yeah.
Then your
You know,
name
like-
would be like badass.
And then you'd
Yeah.
have to roll the R too. You'd be like, I'm rag now.
my name is Ragmont.
But I just feel like if I would have lived that childhood life of Ragnow, like I'd have been so
Ragnow.
beat up and defeated that like self-esteem wise, I'd have never made it to the competitive weightlifting scene. I'd have never
Yeah.
become that strong Viking king.
Or if you did, it would have been completely out of spite. Like for everyone that ever fucked with you, be like, I'm gonna get huge and prove them wrong.
I probably would have thrown the razor blade party before I hit that point. Just-
Damn. This is a popular
You're a fan of those Ravens play parties,
I
huh?
need to go to this party.
See, I kind of like that
If
though.
there's
Just
more
to
than one person
spectate
there,
them.
like you don't
Popular.
have to cut your own. Like,
I will not
you get to
participate.
share it. You do like the wrist twine, and you just go down.
So it'd be sort of like a. It's like a circle jerk, but with suicide.
Wow.
See, I'm.
Just go to Ohio and get your head ripped off.
Yeah.
You know who'd be the first one in attendance for that? Our little brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's already there.
Oh yeah, I
so-
forgot he's
my
I
over
bet you
there.
he believes that story, too.
Oh,
Did you
no
hear
doubt.
they just they're ripping people's heads off out here, man?
I gotta get out of here.
Yo, good. Let
This
him
is
strike some
crazy.
fucking
Gotta get
fear
outta
into his
here,
heart.
man.
Let him strike some serious fear into his heart. I'm going to be beheaded.
All right, just back up just a little bit is all I was going to say.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
now
cool.
that you... Yeah.
But nah, fucking I like strong ass names like that though. I think that's cool. Like I don't know, because anymore it seems like everyone you meet, it's like one of fucking like 20 names, and that's it.
Yeah, but dude, I was born in '83. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't like we're not even like close to any kind of like medieval time or something like that where that name might apply. Like, we're talking like 83.
Oh, what? You mean you're not 600 years old?
You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that name would fly ever.
See,
Ever.
I think that would
It's
be
like
cool,
somebody
though.
right now still naming their daughter like Ethel or some shit right now.
Yeah, but like,
Nah, that shit don't work. That's super old school.
like if I had a son though,
Jesus.
I would seriously contemplate like Ulysses or like Percival or something like that, like an old strong name. Shit that might catch some flack now, but you know, it's at one point that was like a manly goddamn name,
You know,
like
n-
Ulysses.
Now
My
that I'm
name is-
getting older, I feel like if I name my kid that, like if I had a kid and I named him Percival, I feel like my friends would make fun of me. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? You know what I mean? Like, before they even gets to the kid, the making fun of is going to start already.
That's true, yeah.
But think about how many birthday presents your son will get. Because they'll feel so bad. They'll be like, here.
Sympathy presents.
Take
Sympathy
all
presents.
of these
Hey,
presents.
you gotta take what you get.
Yeah, but every
Poor
present
name.
would be a name tag with someone else's name on it.
Yo, all I know is Mike
You can
is
be
not
Jeff
gonna be
today.
a name that I ever give
Oh
my
no,
offspring.
Mike. There's too
tired of
many.
Mikes.
I'm not even gonna give
Oh,
my child
man.
my name. Too many nicks out
Anything
there.
that you could put
Yeah.
a Y at the end of. Mikey, Greeny, Nicky, yeah, that Vinny, all that shit
Vinny.
is done. Get
like-
that shit out of my life.
Yeah, like
Rossi. So,
Rossi.
Yo,
Russia,
Carly, dude, I used to
Like-
get that shit a lot though. Like, you would be absolutely amazed how often people are like, "What's Ross short for?" And I'm like, "It's
Rossimus.
what?"
It's
I'm like, "It's Ross."
Rossophilis.
I'm telling you, Rossimus Prime, bro. Just
Rossimus Prime.
Prime.
That's what I normally go with. But you remember Cynthia? She always said back in the day I was Rostifer.
Rostifer.
I swear to God, she legitimately had people convinced that my full first name was Rostifer.
Well, that's
to the
even
point that
funnier.
I had teachers
I
ask
like
me.
it.
Ross the
I like it.
Yo, I swear to God, though, to the point that I had teachers ask me, be like, "Oh, is your full name Rostifer? Like, do you want me to put Rostifer on a paper?" And I was like, "I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard."
Like Rostifer, you mean roster?
Roster.
No, honestly, I don't think you could like take that name and even think that there should be any more after it.
But
at all.
everyone does, man.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
No,
Seriously,
it's one of those names that begins and ends like right there at Ross. Like,
Ross.
There's nothing that comes after.
I
Nice
got
and
it,
simple.
at Ross. I'm just listen.
Yeah.
You know? You guys heard the song?
like
Yeah.
y'all do me a favor, go shopping at my store.
Apparently, that song is science now because it stands for the truth of this whole matter.
Right?
Yeah.
Dropping bombs on us right now.
Y'all just got
deeply
mind
intellectual.
rape.
Shit.
Y'all got brain fucked.
Damn.
Mind
Getting
rape
brain
commencing.
fucked up in this bitch. Now, my name was supposed to be Leonidas, which looks like Leonidas. So
Yeah.
that would have been dope. But
Yeah,
my
that
mom
would've
wasn't
been
having
badass.
it.
You've been king.
I wish that was my fucking
Yo,
name. man.
Leonidas though
King
would have worked out
Leonidas.
like for 300 and all that shit. You would've been
Exactly. Like when
super
300 came out, like everybody would be like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
yo, your
Yeah.
name is crazy."
But it's like, what was it last week or the week before we talked about it? It's because you're Greek, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. Like, I used to chill with this Greek girl up in Boston. Her name was Zacharania Varsamis.
Oh my god,
And
their
I was-
names are crazy.
Like, everybody called her Lula, and it was so badass to me because of yeah,
Yeah,
yo.
the nicknames that Greek people get from their names, like my one cousin's name is Dionysus, and we just call him Dennis. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know where they get shit from.
Yeah, but like honestly,
The
I
names
don't,
are just spelled so weird.
yeah, like I don't know where the hell
Yeah.
Lula came from, but like when I met her, I was like, "Oh, how you spell Lula?" Blah blah blah, and she was like, "You know, it's not my real name," and I was like, "Oh, really? What's your real name?" And she was like, "Zacharania." like full Greek accent, like her family is 100% Greek. I was like, oh damn.
Well, I got a theory about that.
It's like that's fucking badass.
Zacharania was a terrible name, so she was like, "I just call me Lula." Like that's it.
Yeah, where the hell she get Lula from?
See,
though?
I don't know.
You didn't ask her that.
No, but
Maybe it was.
I mean, I don't.
Name?
I think Zacharania is a cool ass name. It's just like when you go to introduce yourself to some strangers, they're gonna be like, "What? I don't speak Greek." Like, okay,
I don't
stupid.
know what you're talking
If
about.
I introduce myself to somebody that talks to me like that, I don't want to introduce myself.
I don't want to introduce myself. Fuck
I'm
you.
just gonna walk away.
Yeah, that's when you give them the all right, and you talk
all
over
right.
shoulder as your feet are pointed towards the door.
All right.
So, yeah,
all right.
another quick escape from a conversation. Like, oh Christ, this fucking person.
The receipt is like your valet being validated, like your parking spot. Like, get me the fuck out of here.
Give me the fuck about this bitch.
I wish I lived in L.A.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
right.
have you ever just legitimately just looked at someone, not said a word, and just walked away?
Well,
Like,
I can't recall
Like I mean,
specific.
like in a conversation or something, and they just either say something stupid or they're just bothering you to the point where you're like, that doesn't even deserve a response. I'm just gonna vacate the
okay,
area.
all right, yeah, I could definitely say that because there's been times where, just like simple shit at work, I went up, dude was like, yeah, you need to ask this person about it. I went up and asked them. They were like, no, you need to ask the person that I just asked about it. And I just looked at him and I was like,
it's like
okay.
the parent game.
And just walked away and didn't do it.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
It's like when you
I'm
you
done.
ask your mom to do something. Go ask your dad. You go ask your dad. Go ask your mom. Like that type of shit.
Mission accomplished.
That's why
I'm
you
outta
just
here.
start lying. Well, Dad
Yeah.
said it's okay.
Yeah, dad said it's all right.
You
that's
see,
fine
in that
then.
situation where they both said to ask each other, like I always just took that as okay. It's
Okay,
up to me now.
it's okay.
Like, I'm just going to make
It's up
the
me
call.
now. I'm gonna make the call now.
Obviously, neither of you are ready to make a parenting decision, so I'm gonna go ahead and raise myself in the corner. Thanks.
And I'll tell you, like I did that plenty of times as a kid, and it's probably why I wound up grounded so much. But I mean, you know, when it came down to the questioning, I mean, like in my eyes, they opted out.
Yeah.
They opted out. It was my decision, so I just went with what I felt was right, which was what I wanted to
so
do.
true. Though. I feel that 100%. I wish I thought that way.
I agree.
Whenever
with
that situation
entirely.
came upon me, I wish I just thought that way. Like, oh, it's up to me now. Let me just figure this out on my own.
See, I used to always just go with the way it's like it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. So I used to just get in tons of trouble all the time. I would be like, I don't think they're going to want me to do this, but I really want to, so I'm just going to do it and then deal with the fallout later. And I always did. You know what I mean? Like, I used to get my ass beat when I was little all the time. It was like, when I lived on McGuire Air Force Base, I had like, it was probably just over a mile walk to school every day. And there was like a pretty significant shortcut through some woods. And I used to take it all the time. And then one time my dad was like, no, it's not safe, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, I was probably like 4 or
Get
5.
butt raped out there. You can't go out there, son.
Yeah, those ass raping hobos on a military base. You gotta watch out for them. But he didn't want me to do it. But I did it anyway. I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to add an extra 15 minutes to my walk. You know what I mean? And his excellent powers of deduction, I come home with like dirt on my shoes and like thorns in my pants. And he's like, hey, dumbass. Like, I know you went through the woods. I'm like, oh, yeah, no way to play that one off. So I used to just get my ass beat. You know what I mean? And now,
I used to just get my ass beat, you know?
you know what I mean?
You know?
But like
Yeah.
it shit kills me now. It's like you hit your kid and it's like, oh God, calling Dyfus. And it's like, fuck that. Strike some fear into these children,
Exactly.
man. Some kids need a good, solid, goddamn ass whooping.
Yo,
Nothing brings your mind back into check than severe pain.
You ever get hit with a wooden spoon? Oh my God, that shit fucking hurts.
well,
God, I swear my dad's hands were just made out
That's
of
like
lead.
I always thought it was just a Greek thing.
nah.
Because like my grandma used to do that shit.
I think it's like the whole
It's usually the
European
belt.
thing in general.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
it was
wooden-
definitely the belt.
the
I
belt
mean,
was the
spoon.
first thing.
The belt?
Yeah,
I've never gotten the belt. It was always the wooden spoon.
I
I
don't
caught
even
the
get. I'm
belt.
going to put it out there because my parents love to deny that it ever happened. But
I know. That shit
yo,
is
mom, dad, when you hear this, I just want you to know, like, you don't forget something like that. We got the belt. I remember that shit.
You don't forget something
You
like
don't
that.
forget shit like that.
Oh yeah, that shit is
Yeah.
ingrained in your DNA forever. Like, oh yeah, I remember very specifically that time you left a belt print on my ass.
Yeah, you know what? I'll put it out there too. Like, I definitely got the belt as a kid. There was times where I deserved it. Like,
Oh hell yeah!
and one of my favorite stories telling because I specifically remember this one from being real young. Like, I couldn't even tell you how old I was, but I knew I was fucking wrong. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I'm talking like the AMs, like early AMs. And my neighbor that lived next door, dude's name was Rodney.
Okay.
Or Ronnie, not Rodney. Sorry, Ronnie. And I went over there and I knocked on their door in the middle of the night and I was just like, "Is Ronnie home?" You know, and they're all like in their robes and shit. Like, what the fuck? So of course, you know, like they call over to my parents' house and you know, like, you know where your son is, and then you know the whole you know parent talk that goes
Oh
down.
God! Speaking of which, who does that? Who just starts a conversation? Do you know where your son is?
Yeah. So obviously, I'm where I
Apparently
shouldn't
not,
be.
asshole. Why don't you just tell me?
You know where your son is? Because I know where the fuck he is.
So I'm sitting at their table, like in the neighbor's house, like eating a bowl of cereal, like they're feeding me and shit. You know, like they're getting me all comfortable for the ass whooping I'm about to receive. Like they're not letting me know that I'm in trouble because it's not their job.
It's your last meal.
And,
No, that's a good fucking neighbor, man.
yeah.
Right.
Are they
knew.
still there?
No, they've been long gone.
They knew what was
Oh
about
man,
to go
I was
down.
about to say I don't
They're
give
like,
that
this
man a
poor
fucking
kid is
high
about to get
five.
his ass whooped so bad. Let's give him a bowl of Fruit Loops right now.
Yeah, like they were giving me my last meal. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it was
Like,
the last
You know
meal
what? I'm
right there.
gonna mix some Lucky Charms into them Fruit Loops. Make this extra
Get them
special.
3 different types of cereal in one bowl.
so yeah, like of course I got back home and you know my dad wasn't having it. Him and my mom are yelling at me and dude, the belt came out. The belt came out, dude. I definitely took the belt. I remember it. So. Like I said, it's not one of those things that you forget. But I mean, did I deserve it? Probably. But at the end of the day, I would have to say, when I wound up going to high school, you know, like I graduated with 3.94 GPA. I worked 2 jobs, you know, played the sport and all that. But here's where I'm going with it. I was a good kid.
Yeah.
So I think my parents exerted so much energy on me that's how we wound up with Jack. So Jack had all the freedom in the world, so that's where I'm going with it. They exerted a lot of energy on me. Vince got the, all right, I mean, we're kind of tired, but we still got time. And then Jack...
Vince used to be grounded like every other hour.
Yeah.
Fucking time.
Yeah, but
I
you know
remember
what?
that
I
shit.
get what you're saying, though. It's like the limit should be 2 kids. Because, yeah, it seems like once the third one comes, it's like, we're getting a little tired of this
done.
shit.
Let him raise himself.
Like a fucking free-range chicken. Just, boop, here's the door. Go learn stuff.
Yeah, and Jack's not a bad dude. All I'm saying is that, like, yeah, I think a lot of energy was exhausted on us, and Jack got away with a lot more than we ever could. I mean, and I'll put it to you like this, because I've said it to other people, too. If I knew when you got grounded, it was as easy as just saying, no, and just going back outside.
Oh, my God.
If I knew it was that easy, I'd have been doing that shit all along. Like, I didn't know parents were helpless.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had no idea until Jack showed me. But it was
Yeah,
too late at that
it was
point.
too late for you. You
Yeah.
weren't even getting grounded no more. You
Yeah,
were a
I was
grown-ass
already
man.
past it. Yeah.
By the time Jack was doing that shit, you're thinking about getting a driver's license and shit.
Yeah,
It's like,
you got
oh,
other
fuck.
things to worry about now. Shit.
But that's the thing too, though. Like you got to look at it this way too. Jack. I think Jack is a good guy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
he is.
at heart, he's a great man. He just makes some really interesting decisions. And by interesting, I mean like, what was it? Fucking stole someone's car in the middle of the night, crashed it into some shit while he was drunk underage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, dude.
Like, I mean, not to just completely.
Yeah, like just
You know what I
throwing
mean?
his family,
Like Jack, I'm sorry if you hear this. We're not trying
throwing
to
his
fucking
family
yeah.
into the dirt right now.
We're not trying to
Jesus,
put you
have
on
some
blast,
type
but-
of sympathy for the people, man.
No, I'm putting
like-
I'm putting his misduties on blast right now.
All right,
I am.
yeah, you can.
But there's a reason for it because Jack has this charming personality.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how bad he fucks up. Like he can crash into a house today, and tomorrow he'll start talking to you, and you're just like, "Oh, Jack." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're like, "Jack, you the man."
It's like I don't even know how many times like we sat down with him in the backyard and like had some serious ass man to man talks and everything, right, Vince?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, it's, I respect him for
Vince is
making the
over with
adult
this
decision
subject.
to not listen to us, but at the same time, like, you have to understand that some advice is coming from someone that understands and they know. You know, like, you know what I mean? It's like you hear advice all the time from all kinds of people, and it's up to you to decide which advice is crap and which advice is actually going to help you in life somewhat.
Right.
And I don't know. It seems like his radar on that was just a little off.
A little off, but you know what? Like
not
at the end of the
used.
day, I respect the hell out of my parents. I do.
Oh, hell yeah.
I definitely wound up in a good position, and it was definitely a lot of their teaching, you know, from me learning through them. But you know, Jack too, you know, like just seeing what it could have been like in certain circumstances. Like if I compare Jack and his situation to somebody else of, you know, like parents that didn't really care as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
They-
Jack wouldn't be Jack. Like he'd be like way worse. You know, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, like probably long gone like years ago, and that's why
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I like, you hear like, 19-year-old kid or whatever, like ODs on heroin and shit, and it's like, well, damn, like what the fuck?
Yep.
It's like you have to think like it's not like this kid just picked up a fucking heroin needle and put it in his arm right off the bat, and there was no signs leading up to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure some kids are secretive enough to get away with it and fuck their lives up without their parents being able to intervene. But some kids, it's like, you have to notice some sort of slippery slope happening.
Kids nodding out at the dinner table. You should know something's going on.
Yeah.
Like, hey, son.
Hey, son, you finishing your Brussels sprouts?
Seems your arm is pretty itchy there. You need some calamine lotion for your track marks?
That poison ivy.
Wow. That poison ivy.
Oh, my God.
I think pretty much like the best way, and I got this, I think, from Rock and Roller.
From what?
Rock and Roller.
Oh,
Great movie.
Pretty sure it came from this. If not, it was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. So,
wow, I was just talking about that movie yesterday. I got to see that.
awesome movie.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
So basically, the way you got to bring somebody back down to earth like an adult is you fucking backhand the shit out of them right in the face. That's what they were saying. So he's like, he walks up to the dude. The dude's bitching about shit, and he just walks up and just gives him like the swift ass fucking backhand. Like the whole, like his arm is still up in the air, like he just held that shit up there, like, psh, and all you hear is like, psh, and you just see the dude like turn around, and he's like, see, he's like, he's quiet, like, you know, like it brings them back to their childhood, you know, when mommy used to smack them around or whatever, blah blah blah. So he just goes over that. But like, I feel like that shit's true. Like, I feel like some people just need to be like, psh, bitch, backhand real quick.
Yeah,
Shut 'em up.
it's true though.
Bitch, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's funny because like I, you know, how we started this thing. It's like I'm talking about, like, parents are afraid to discipline their children anymore because they're afraid of some kind of legal repercussion.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, yo, look, the government needs to just chill the fuck out, shrivel up, and disappear. You know what I mean? They need to get the fuck out of people's lives. Go do government things. Like,
Small government.
yeah,
Yeah,
please. Small
it is fucked
government.
up.
Please, God, small government. But, you know, anyway, that's a little besides the point. But it's just like...
Yeah, but in a way that goes back to like that second show that you guys did when you were talking about, you know, like how we had all these elected officials because, you know, they were supposed to take the concerns of the people in
Yeah.
the smaller areas and then bring them to the light. And
Yeah, but now we have our own voice. Like, it's, you know, how whatever giant percentage of people in the U.S. have the fucking internet, they have a way to get their voice out there. We don't need elected officials anymore. We can make the fucking decisions on our own.
Yeah.
We don't. Why do we even have to go to a goddamn, you know, voting booth or whatever? Like, ooh,
Yeah,
go do
online
this.
voting should have already been
Yeah, what the fuck?
fucking established.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
how hard
probably
is it
some
to?
type of,
I
like
think
they probably
the reason
can't regulate it yet or something like that.
That's the reason.
they're
No,
just
no.
retarded.
Look, the
Or is
reason they
that-
haven't done it
I
yet,
believe
in my
that too.
mind, is
Republicans.
because of safety issues, though. Because there are people out there that are smart enough hackers and shit that they could legit just go on and vote
Exactly.
50,000 times.
Yeah, so that
That's what
already
I'm saying. They
happened
can't
at the
regulate it
booth.
really.
At the booth,
Yeah,
that already
but
happens.
that's what kills me
So-
though. It's like they're worried about that, but for some reason, you know, you got
You know
hanging chads in Florida.
no yeah, that's what I was gonna say. No matter what, it doesn't matter. Like if it's a hack vote or a fucking dimple Chad, I mean, like, you know, it's
Yeah,
fucking,
that's-
it's retarded. Either way, like both systems are flawed. So pick one.
Yeah,
Oh god,
Pick one.
just run with one.
that's why
Yeah.
I just wish there was some kind of reset button. But I digress. It's like, you know, kids go apeshit. Kids always will. Every kid hits a point where they're like, I need some freedom. I need to experiment. I need to do this and that. And it's up to the parent to decide what is good, what is bad, what do they need to shelter their children from, what's allowable. You know what I mean? Because, like, I turned out very well and balanced. You know what I mean? I have a healthy respect for life, for the planet, everything, you know?
Yeah.
And I got my ass beat as a kid when I was wrong. And I remember everything I did wrong that resulted in a leather belt stripe across my ass. I remember that very, very specifically, and I
Yep.
don't
Just
do it.
never forget it.
Yeah, like we need a fucking belt holiday, like a moment of silence.
So today I actually didn't kill a fucking mosquito.
Okay, no, that's too much
Did you
compassion.
just watch it eat off your flesh?
No, it landed on this box next to me, and I just looked at it, and I was like, I should kill it. And I was like, what if that was me?
All right,
What if that was me?
Like you had a moment of self-reflection with a mosquito, and you're like,
I'm just saying, man.
What if my existence was this dull? Would I want to be
I'd be
just
pretty upset.
extinguished?
But
that
then,
quickly?
you know what happened later on in the day? And I know this sounds really pathetic,
Saw
but
another bug and killed
so
that
I
bitch.
open
I
up
can't
a
wait.
door, and there's a fucking mosquito on the ground, and it's twitching one leg because it had already been stepped on. And I just looked at it like,
All right.
Did you just stomp it out?
I had to stomp it. I had to end the suffering. So I saved one and killed another. So
All right, but
balance
look,
to the
man,
world.
there
All
are
right? Fuck you guys.
there are some
Shit.
things. There are some things on this planet that I will never give any respect. That I think need to just disappear. My biggest example: spiders.
Spiders. I knew it. Hate
Mother
'em.
fucking spiders.
Hate them.
I don't do spiders. I never will do spiders. When I see spiders, they need to die. They need to die immediately.
I don't care
and they
how
need to
big
die
they are or
violently.
how small they are. I'm stomping them bitches out.
Like, seriously, I have told someone this too. If someone sat a button in front of me and was like, if you press this button, every single arachnid species on the face of the earth will be annihilated and never exist again. Before they finished the word arachnid, I'd be click, 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 like, oh God. I don't care what the fuck happens. People are like, but we have to have them to control
Yeah, they always say
bugs and
spiders help
mosquitoes
and
and blah,
shit
blah,
like
blah.
that.
Like, bitch, I got bug zappers. I got mosquito nets. Like, I'll figure it out. I don't need some fucking creepy ass 8-legged asshole that can walk upside down
Furry
on
as
any
fuck.
surface and spit an infinite amount of stronger than steel web out of its asshole. No thanks. That's not cool. Why does that exist?
While staring at you with 12 eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What has this planet done?
Dude,
spiders are
are assholes, though.
Some things-
They're just assholes. And the reasoning is, and I mean, it's the poison. It's the venom. That they make venom just that'll kill people.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with what it eats. Like, it's just a defense mechanism. And, like, some of these spiders come up with these venom cocktails that they can kill all kinds of animals and shit that aren't even, like, native to the area where they survive.
Yeah, it's like, it makes
So
me
they're assholes.
Like-
they're prepping.
like, where the fuck in the evolutionary chain did the funnel web spider come from? Like, oh, I need a venom powerful enough to kill a 250-pound male in 8 minutes.
I respect spiders, though. I respect them. I'll tell you why. Anything that can fucking design a web, all right, and knows to only walk on certain fucking, what is it, like the lateral web or whatever, it'll walk on that only, and the other one is the sticky web. Like, shit like that. Like, how the fuck do you...
They do have good symmetry and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't
They
care
are
about that.
Webs are beautiful.
I don't give a
They
shit about
are,
that.
but they're
A chimpanzee
fucking
knows how to
annoying.
They're
use
annoying.
a hammer.
They're
But they're
annoying
beautiful.
as shit.
Chimpanzee knows how to use a hammer, but if that motherfucker's climbing around in my room at night, I'm gonna try to kill it.
Okay, all right.
The chimpanzee
Damn.
learns how to use a hammer, though. Like, a spider's born and, like, just knows how to do a web.
Yeah, it's just like...
Oh, and that's
Yeah,
another thing, the
right.
way they fucking reproduce. Let me just drop this sack, and then it'll explode into hundreds of offspring. You know, thanks.
Sufficient.
This is ugh, it's awful.
Dude, if you could do that, though, imagine how much land you would have conquered by now. Just saying. Just
Be
saying.
shitting out sacks of fucking Ross's.
Ross flags on everything.
You would have a big ass army.
The all right, the other day before I went to bed, I moved around and I saw a spider. It was
Oh,
such a
hell no.
small spider that I could barely even tell it was a spider.
In
Like,
your
you
bed.
could just see the
Yep,
little
I
body.
wouldn't have slept.
It was
there.
in
So
your
all I
bed?
did, I went like this. Swipe. Time for me to sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah.
I didn't kill it,
Nope,
like,
not me. I'm going
now-
into the next room.
See, the
I'll
last
tell
time
you-
that happened to me, I had a bonfire and bought a new mattress.
but this is how I do it, right?
yeah,
Because look, I got a
I
couple
would do the
things.
same
I got a
shit.
couple things. All right. So look, this is how I'll do it. I judge it on the size and if there's hair.
oh my god,
this
the
fucking
fur
spider.
fucking freaks me
So-
yeah,
out.
but look, the hair is not always an indicator.
This shit is bad for your health. Like, start it over.
Well, no, the way I look at it, like, hair is not always an indicator to a spider's, I guess, potency or power against a human. Because, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked at pictures in a while, but I know the funnel web spider. Last I heard, that was like one of the most venomous spiders on the face of the earth. Like, that shit will kill a human and do it very fucking fast.
Let me see how ugly this spider is.
But I think the last time I looked, I don't think they're really hairy. I think they more or less look like they're fucking polished armor.
oh god.
All right, so it's not about the poison that I'm judging the hair on. So this
Just
is
the creepiness in
No.
general.
Yeah, when
No.
you got hair, that shit's weird.
no. I'll tell you right now. So I was getting a shower after I woke up. I get a shower.
Ew.
There's something in my fucking throat. I thought I was sick, like I had a sore throat.
Oh, get the fuck out.
it was a
of here.
spider.
Oh nah.
As I'm sitting in the shower,
I'm calling out of work.
I'm showering. I'm like,
Dog,
trying to get this shit out.
I definitely would have given myself a tracheotomy on the
So
spot.
Yeah, just
when I spit it out in my hand because I wanted to see what the fuck it was. And it was a spider, and it was hairy as hell.
fucking.
But like, I knew how that little spider felt in my throat.
Bro, I'm gonna cry.
So
I might.
No,
Like-
this is real shit. But like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay,
This is the
that's
worst
it.
story I've ever
It's
heard.
hairy as hell. It's not that big.
Was it
I
still
threw
alive?
No, that shit was dead as hell. I threw it down, let that shit go down the drain, and continue on my day like nothing happened. But this is what I'm saying.
I'm calling out of work for a week.
I
if
do
shit
that.
happens to me.
No, because I knew how that one felt, so I'm like, all right, I don't want to swallow this one, obviously. Like, that's my thinking.
happened to you
It has
again or
nothing to do with
something?
poison.
I mean,
No,
my rule of
I've only
thumb
had it
is-
one time.
My
but-
rule of thumb is anything with 8 legs probably shouldn't be in my mouth.
Well, it shouldn't have fucking walked in
No
there.
insect should
That's
be in
my
your
point.
mouth.
Is like, what the fuck was
Except for a lobster. 'Cause
It-
aren't
it
they
is-
technically arachnids?
After that morning,
if a lobster
spiders
crabs
became...
in my fucking walks in my mouth?
Yeah, I was
Better
gonna
be a
say.
fucking super baby
We have a
lobster.
problem.
Like, I think lobster is an arachnid, but I'm not worried about them because, like, you can fucking see them and they don't climb on ceilings and spit
And
web.
they're good as hell.
Yeah, and they taste like, ew, man, get that shit off the screen.
I gotta see it now.
See, like
fucking ugly.
After that
yeah,
morning,
I've
like
seen that
spiders
shit.
became
Fucking
part of
ugly.
Vince's like
It's got
dietary
hairy
fiber.
legs.
You know what I mean? Like he's eating green beans with a side of spider.
I'd be lying if I didn't say I tried to shoot a few webs out, but
Like, oh my god, man.
they
Like,
only come out of my dick. I had to do it.
he had to take it there.
Took it to that level.
But it's funny because, like I said, I hate spiders. But you know what's really funny to me though? Like, I held a tarantula once, and I was
hell
okay with it.
fucking no.
Like a really gigantic, super hairy tarantula. But they, they don't give a shit about humans. They're not venomous, and even if they were to bite you, all it would do is just leave 2 little bite marks. Nothing big.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. Honestly, to me, I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase this. The bigger the spider, the cooler I am with it, but there is a point of diminishing returns on that. When a spider does get to a certain when a spider does get to a certain size of largeness, then it's not cool. Like I think it's the golden orb weaver. It's like the golden orb weaver
He
spider.
knows every spider he eats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's got a
dude.
fucking
See, I
poster.
hate spiders so much that I don't even try to research them bitches. I just know that I hate them. Big, small, whatever.
No,
furry,
bro.
non-furry. I don't give a
hate them.
fuck.
I hate them to the point of knowing your enemy.
No,
But like the
I'm
golden
good.
orb weaver, I think they're in New Zealand. They spin webs so big they catch birds and
Yeah.
eat them. Like, yo, they legit will have leg spans like over a foot. Like these fucking spiders.
That's Australia, right?
They're New Zealand, I think.
Zealand?
I don't know if they're actually in Australia, but I know they're in New Zealand.
Whatchamacallit's in Australia? The spider you were
The
just
funnel
talking
web,
about.
yeah.
The funnel web is from Australia.
But like, oh my god, like there's a video on YouTube of golden orb weaver like wrapping up a fucking sparrow or something.
Holy shit.
Yo, I swear to God, like like a normal sized bird, nothing big,
Yeah, but still, it's a
like
fucking bird.
It's a goddamn bird.
It's a bird.
And this spider, and they're creepy too, because it's like one of them really long, narrow, like ovalish, pointy bodies with super long, skinny legs.
That's a good point because that's another thing I look at.
Like,
is
I'm not.
How aggressive does it look?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I
They
had a
all look
spider
aggressive to me.
just a few months ago. I had a spider in my basement, and it was pretty big. I mean, for spiders in New Jersey, this one had to be in the top 5% in size. It was abnormally fucking large. So I put on my goddamn work boots. I'm like, I'm stomping this motherfucker clean out of existence. Yo, as I walk up to the thing, it turns, looks at me, and picks up its front legs like a sign of
hell
aggression. Like, have you ever seen videos of that shit? Like, yo, this
I'm good.
spider was
good.
This fucker saw me coming, knew my intentions, and was trying to counter it. And I was like, thank God I'm a human.
You know what? I never had a fear of spiders at all until I found out about the brown recluse.
Oh yeah, no, they're bad.
The brown recluse.
Oh, yeah, no,
and
they're
what's
bad.
fucked up about them is they don't make webs. Like they like hive.
They in wood and shit.
Yeah, they hive, and their
Yeah.
first instinct is to run away and all that. But like if it's cornered, that thing's gonna bite you. And there's real no anti venom. Like they gotta quarantine it, and that shit just like eats away at you and puts holes in you.
Yeah, most people that get bit by them, they end up having to get amputated.
Ever since I
scared.
found out about that spider, every spider I see is a brown recluse. They all fucking die. If I see them, they're dead, dude.
Yep.
They're all brown recluses.
See,
to
I'm
me
with
now.
Carl.
Yo, and the
Every
fucking
spider
brown
and every
recluse,
spider is
they're
venomous.
native to everywhere.
Yeah, they're
pretty
everywhere.
much.
Yeah.
Like, yo, one of my good friends, he works at Lowe's, and for a while they had him up in the lumber department. they actually, apparently, they have like a company policy that whenever a lumber shipment comes in, because they get wood from all over the world.
Right.
Whenever a lumber shipment comes in, any type of insect life or wildlife that's found in the lumber must be killed on site. Because it could be from anywhere in the world and it's not indigenous here, and they're not trying to introduce like a new foreign, like an alien species to our area.
Yeah.
But he said that like it's extremely common to see brown recluse.
Oh fuck no.
Because they like dark wooden damp areas and shit.
Yeah, like I said,
so they'll
they
come
hive.
log
they,
these.
They don't build webs,
Fuck
and that's
that.
it. And that's why, like every time I say it, it's a brown recluse, I don't care. It's got to die.
Yep.
I know one job I'll never have. Getting lumber loaves. That's the job title I will never have.
Was that your
me.
childhood dream, and did it just get shot down? Like I always wanted to be.
I always wanted to be the person that checks in the lumber at Lowe's, but not now, man.
But wood is my life.
Yo, that's what a brown recluse
I like
looks
wood.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and yo,
Let me
even
see.
worse.
Dude,
Oh,
they're
hell,
definitely
motherfucker, no.
downstairs.
Yo, dude, they're all over the place.
They're 100%
Bro, they-
downstairs.
yo,
I've seen this.
and
Brown
like you said,
recluse
with the lumber-
spiders, they love basements and attics because
Yeah.
they're darker. They have a little bit of
Yeah,
dampness
this,
to them.
This is
Yeah,
100%
violin
in the
on
basement.
back. That's how you tell.
In your basement?
Okay,
100%
now
the
you want to
basement.
scare yourself even more. Now do yourself a favor and
No.
Google up brown recluse bite. There's pictures of a guy that got bit on his hand, and they took a picture like every day for a week. It's so gross.
I've
Like
seen
the picture of right off the bat is just 2 little bite marks, and you're like, oh, that's not bad. Then the next day, it's like this huge swollen lump. And then the next day, his hand is like 3 times its normal size. And then the next day, it starts to split open,
getting
and you
dizzy.
can like see the inside of this guy's hand. Like it's just fucking falling apart.
Yeah, it's 100% down there. I know for a fact.
Horrendously,
Definitely
hideously
seen it.
disgusting, dude. Like
Yo.
the fact that something that small carries a venom that potent. That is what bothers me. And it's not just the fact that it's that small, it's the fact that it's that small and can go anywhere it wants.
Yeah,
Yo, you remember the one that was in the backyard that I showed you?
yeah.
It was
I
like
remember that
yellow.
one. Yeah.
That shit was crazy looking. Like it
Yellow?
had a similar
It was one of
body
those
to
ones
the
that's
recluse.
kind of opaque. It
No.
almost looks clear.
No, it straight
No.
up looked like it was a with the red hourglass on the back.
Oh, Black Widow.
Black
yeah,
Widow.
it looked like a black widow, except it was yellow.
Ugh.
Like it
Yellow
was like a yellow
in the
hourglass.
shape of a recluse,
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it was big as fuck.
what the
No,
fuck,
and all
man?
we wanted to do was kill it. And my dad's like, no, it's killing the bugs. I'm like, dude, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah,
You
mom-
need to
Yeah,
get
no,
rid of
like
that shit.
Like that shit'll take the
Hutchie-
damn cat.
Hutchie came over with a fucking BB gun, and we made sure we obliterated the shit out of it. Nobody stomped it. We shot the shit out of it. We
Oh,
were like,
yeah.
No.
See, I
This
think-
one-
Nobody's getting near that shit.
Yeah,
we
like-
gotta shoot it.
I have no sympathy for that. Like that's my life on the line as far as I'm concerned.
All right,
But
so
brown recluse
Man, it's
just
the
looks
circle of
like
life.
a
Shit
regular little
happens.
ass spider.
yeah,
And there's no web or telltale sign. Like that shit's just there.
Yeah.
You know.
and
Definitely,
the,
definitely in the basement though.
But like this is
Seen
one
it.
of the things that happened in my life that I sort of attribute to my crippling fucking fear and hatred of spiders. When I was a little kid, I was in Cub Scouts and all that, and it was actually pretty cool. We had like a scout house, like it was rented by the Cub Scouts, so we had our meetings there and everything. So there was very little furniture. It was just, pretty, decent size, like 1-story house, whatever, for all the meetings and events, whatever. And it was sort of like backed up against some woods. So we used to play in the backyard all the time. Now, one time we're running around the corner of the house, and there was like a bush, and it was probably 3 or 4 feet away from the house. A spider had made a web from the bush to the house. Pretty impressive. It was like 4 feet wide and probably like 6 feet high. Like this web was catching everything.
Your scout measurements are uncanny, by the way.
He does know his shit.
Cub Scout, bro. I'm on point with that shit. But right in the middle of this web, big ass spider, and it was like a lime green, but it was like opaque. It was really fucking creepy. It was like you could see through the thing. Like it just had this. It almost glowed. You know what I mean? It was like the way the light shined through it. It almost had like this just green, creepy fucking aura about it.
Yeah.
So we're all just mesmerized staring at this thing like, whoa, that's fucking cool. Like that's a crazy looking spider. I've never seen anything like that. So I go and get my dad and I'm like, yo, Dad, check out the spider, blah, blah, blah. And my dad, he just knows way too much and like too much shit for his own good. He comes out and he's like, oh yeah, that's such and such a spider. He was like, they'll actually jump. He's like, they actually use their web as leverage for a jump to attack prey that gets away.
Oh my god.
Like if there's a big moth or something flying near their web but not coming in the web, they will launch themselves off the web and like catch the fucking moth in midair. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So I'm like, we should fuck with it and see if it'll jump. Oh, it jumped. Those motherfuckers
That ain't
jumped.
the most retarded fucking statement I've ever heard.
So yo,
Let's fuck with it and make it jump at
so
us.
like we all have sticks and we're like, you know, we're not like destroying its web or really fucking with it hard or anything, but like we're kind of poking the web and this and that. And all of a sudden, it starts kind of like rocking back and forth. And at first, we all just assume it's the wind. Like, oh, you know what I mean? That's just, you know, a little breeze coming through, making the web sway back and forth. It was the spider, like, kind of relaxing and then forcing and just got its web to swing. And then sure enough, that motherfucker, boop, launches 3 or 4 feet, lands right on my chest.
Oh, hell, motherfucking no.
Oh, my God.
So your dad told you were fucking with the Ninja
That's what you
Warrior
get, though.
spiders, and you decided that the
That's
best
what you
idea
get,
at that
though.
point
I don't
was to
feel bad
fuck
for
with
you.
it.
See, man, that
I
goes
don't feel
back.
bad for him at all.
That goes back to listening to advice from some people.
Right?
Are these open?
No,
No,
no.
no.
No, I mean like open for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're forever.
But
Sweet.
yeah, I mean that
So I went
fucker
to say
launched
forever,
right on
you
my
went to say
chest,
forever.
and thank God, like they're not venomous or anything like that, so I was in no danger. But I swatted that fucking thing off of me, scarred, scarred for life,
No, I
man.
don't blame you, especially when you're that young.
Not about that life.
Yeah.
I ain't
Well, like,
about
dude,
that life.
One time we were this was actually just probably back in 2009. I think it was 2009 or 2010. Me, my dad, and my brother, we were in my mom's Astro van, and we were on our way to Myrtle Beach to visit my grandfather. We had just got on the road. We're like on 95 coming through Philly, and I'm riding in the passenger seat. My brother's driving, and my dad is laying down in the back because we left real late at night. So it was, oh my God, this shit was so creepy. I'm riding the passenger seat, and all of a sudden, there's like a shadow cast on me from one of the street lights we were going under, and it was like a giant shape of a spider, like a shadow cast on me. So I'm just pretty confused. I'm like, what the fuck? So I look up, and there's a pretty good sized spider right in the corner of the windshield, right in front of me. And like, I get that trapped, panicky fear. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in an enclosed fucking space traveling 80 miles an hour. I can't just jump out. You know what I mean? Like, so my very first instinct is kill this motherfucker, kill it hard, kill it now. So I just just sucker punch the shit out of this spider.
Sucker punch the spider.
Yeah, I swear to God, dude.
Spider? Never saw that shit coming.
Oh no, he definitely didn't come in. But I punched the shit out of the spider and broke the fucking windshield.
Oh my god.
Swear to God. In infinite irony, I spider webbed the whole windshield. Like the whole thing just cracked.
Wow.
My dad is laying down in the back. He sits up and he's just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
You
But
little bitch.
the best part of the whole thing, though, is that the carcass of the spider fell onto the dash. I left it there for weeks. Like, that was just, like, my defense for breaking the windshield. Like, when my mom was already in Myrtle Beach, so we get there, and I'm like, Mom, I have bad news. Like, I have to buy you a new windshield for your van. I kind of broke it. She's like, what the fuck? Why? What did you do? And I just, showed her a picture of this spider carcass, and she just kind of shrugged, like, yeah, that's what I would expect from you. I'm fucking right.
Bro.
I extinguish. I'm the great destroyer.
I don't care if that shit's on the other side of a windshield. I'm gonna punch the shit out of it.
Dude, man.
That's commitment right there.
Yeah, because I don't touch spiders, period.
Oh, dude.
I get the shoe,
I
a
will-
magazine, newspaper.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck
I will
that.
not touch
I was
that
playing Just
motherfucker.
Cause in your own fucking basement.
Oh.
And had that fucking hand-sized spider crawling up my leg.
Oh my God.
That was some bullshit.
I heard you and
Hand-sized spider?
Breezy were screaming like little girls that
No,
day.
Breezy screamed like a little girl.
Yo,
That shit. I was at work and I remember
don't even be
coming
afraid to
home.
admit it.
No. Breezy screamed
Yeah.
like a bitch, like straight
Like
up.
my mom
screamed
said, he
a bitch.
like screamed at the top of his
Yeah.
lungs like a little child.
I threw
little schoolgirl.
I threw the blanket off of me and said, "Whoa, no, I'm done." Ran right up the stairs, and Breezy was like, "Ah!"
Damn,
That's when I
man.
threw that shit off because it was crawling up my leg. I threw that shit off, landed on the floor. I mean, it went thud. Like you could look at where it landed and be like, "Yeah, that's
Wait,
a fucking animal."
The spider thudded?
The spider
Like-
thudded because
Oh,
it was that fucking big.
Jesus
I'm not lying.
Christ.
It was the size of my fucking palm, like leg span.
Oh
not
my
body
God.
size.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the whole shit, like it was big as fuck. Like,
Oh, and by the way, for any listeners, the way spiders are measured in size is the size of them with their fucking legs extended. I'm
Yeah,
tired of hearing that
that's-
shit.
yeah.
When I say a spider is, like he's saying, like a spider is the size of your hand, I don't mean the torso. You assholes.
I have this
legs
idea.
extended.
I have a look. I used to work at Brandow. You guys remember Brandow on Route 130?
Oh, yeah, yeah. You mean
Chevy
Brendo?
deal? Yeah, Brendo. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So you could kind of like, all right. Fuck this. Let me start over. I had to mow the no. I had to mow the lawn on the other side.
Okay.
They had a lot across the street on Route 130.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that
when
was the little detail shop and shit, right?
Yeah,
No,
but
across
the
though,
street.
from the dealership.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
They-
yeah.
they
on
own
the
that
remember that.
property.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
northbound side.
Yeah, so
I remember
technically that was part of the dealership, so I'd have to cut that. Now, I realized every time I went across Route 130, every insect was 5 times bigger. This is not bullshit. Like not grasshoppers, fucking praying mantis. Oh my god! Like it's not like, oh yo, there's a praying mantis. Look at it. It's like, oh shit, that's a fucking praying mantis. like it's a pterodactyl. Like
Sound the alarms!
No, so no, they're not cool. Like they will fuck you up.
They're vicious.
They
No,
will
they're
fuck
not
you
cool.
up.
Like the female mates with the male
Yeah,
and
and then
eats
rips.
it, dude. That's an
no,
asshole
it rips
insect.
its head
too.
off. It rips the male's
all
head
right,
off
so
after
look,
they're done.
we're
But-
looking at this shit and we're just like this. We're like, all right.
But I thought the
fuck?
praying mantis posed no threat to a
No.
human, though. I
No.
didn't think they could actually
Let me-
really do any
no,
damage
no,
to
no.
us.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
get
yeah.
vicious. They
Fuck
can
with
get
one.
vicious.
Fuck with
yeah,
one
if
and
you
see
fuck
what
with
happens.
one, it's a problem.
I carried one because
Say
they're
about that life.
endangered, right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not allowed to
you're
kill
not
them.
allowed
It's
to
like
kill 'em.
illegal.
Back when I worked at Goodwill, I carried one out to the woods, and it didn't really fuck with me.
All right, so
maybe
this-
it knew I
Yeah,
had
they about
good
This
that life.
intentions.
motherfucker. All right, they're fast. They're faster than I ever thought, and they fly like, and when they fly, it's not like a smooth that's just like.
Yeah, it's
Like,
loud.
it's coming at
It
you,
sounds like a helicopter.
That shit is scary.
A little miniature
up the
helicopter coming
blades
at you
and
and
shit.
shit.
Yeah, so you're like, yo, what the fuck? All right, but look, we're just
Paint
sitting
the
there
tips
and
of
we're
its
like,
wings
yo, look,
yellow.
It's
You
cool
see
as
it.
shit. You're like, oh, look, the praying mantis, this fucking thing is huge. That shit started bobbing and weaving like Muhammad Ali was trying to fucking spar with this motherfucker. Next thing you know, he starts flying at you. And you're like, oh shit. So when it hits you, it's not even like it's just like, tink. That shit is like, whack. Like it
Yeah.
smacks you in the face. That's the scary part. It's not like it's gonna cut your hand off or anything like that.
Yeah, you're
just
not
kinda
worried
like,
about bodily harm. It's just like,
you're
what the fuck?
What the fuck is going? This
I love how
motherfucker-
like when the severity of the praying mantis picked up, it was switched from you to just like you talking about like flying at me. It was like, no, it's flying at you, just so everybody else can get it. Like, oh my god, it's flying at me now.
Let me paint a picture for you.
paint the picture a little bit. That's
He painted a nice, vivid picture
No,
for
but
you
it's
here.
true though. Like I never really I always thought praying mantis was, it's cool. You walk up, you're like, oh shit, look at this, it's rare, blah blah blah, $1,000 fine. And next thing you know,
Possibly confirmed.
possibly
confirmed.
Yeah.
they're fucking swatting at you, trying to chop your fucking head off. Like,
All right, so look, this is one of my thoughts too on like endangered species in general. Okay, I think we as humans are overstepping our boundaries in trying to rescue animals that are dying. More species have gone extinct on this planet than exist right now. 100% fact. And species are going extinct every day by the thousands.
You know what? This is going to sound
So the-
heartless, but I don't care until it's me.
I don't
Yo,
care.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's-
like all these animals can be dying. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
But
I don't
that's
care.
exactly
and then
what
if
I'm
it's
getting
like
at.
humans are an endangered species, I'm like, why didn't anybody give a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why did no one care?
But see, this is what I'm getting at, though. It's like, why are we exerting so much energy on trying to save an animal that's not good enough to keep itself alive? You know what I mean? It's like Bengal tigers
Yeah,
are
because
going
they're getting
extinct.
killed by humans, though. They're
You know
getting
what?
shot. They can't do nothing
the
about that.
panda, bro.
The panda.
The
That's a
panda.
perfect example. An animal too good to fuck to save its own species. Let it die.
Yeah, let it die.
It
Jim
doesn't-
Jeffries,
Yeah, that's
Jim Jeffries said it
understandable.
best. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
dumb
Survival
shithead.
of the fittest, man.
If a fucking animal does not procreate fast enough to keep itself in existence,
There you go.
goodbye.
That's understandable.
Your time on the planet was appreciated. Thanks for your contribution. Goodbye. We'll remember you in the history
Look,
books.
honestly, I can say right now, like if cows went extinct, like they went out for a good purpose. Like I ate a lot of hamburgers.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved them. You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh, hell
thank
no.
you cows. Now
Life
let's move on
without
to the
cows
next one.
would be terrible.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
what-
there's something else, but there's something else.
Well, they were
just
talking
fill the
about
deer.
salmon.
I'll
They were
eat
saying
deer.
they were like, look, technically you shouldn't even be selling salmon right now because
yeah,
it's that much of an
because they're being
emergency.
overfished and shit.
Yeah, They're like, dude, if you went to the grocery store and they were like, look, we have no salmon because they're fucking endangered, everyone would give a shit.
Yeah.
But because we just keep throwing it out there, this is like, oh, nobody gives a fuck
I'll
about
just
the
move on
salmon,
to
man.
cod once the salmon are gone and be like, they died with a great purpose. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to
but
keep eating fucking salmon.
though,
I'm going to keep eating it, and when it's gone, I'm going to be like,
good.
I remember
It
when
is.
salmon was good. And then I'm going to use that as leverage against little kids, is why they're assholes. Be like, you will never taste salmon, motherfucker. You are too young.
Let me
You know
smack
what?
the shit out of you.
I tell
real
you what,
quick.
the salmon will start tasting better too. The more endangered it is, you're just gonna be like, that's salmon.
Fuck yeah.
Like, yeah, we're cooking salmon tonight.
Now
But
we
I mean,
got
some
big pink
animals,
salmon.
it's like some animals that we're trying to save, do they serve any purpose to us or to the environment, really? You know what I mean? Like,
alright.
I understand there's a delicate balance in the ecosystem.
If we were out,
but it's like, what the fuck
slaughtering
does a tiger do
species-
to keep goddamn jungle alive?
If we're out slaughtering a species, I could be like, all right, like clearly we need to do something about
Yeah,
this. 'Cause
but-
you guys are going to eliminate a species for being dickheads.
Yeah. But see, I'm more talking about species that are just going extinct of their own accord. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
your problem, and now this is fucking
yeah, like,
mutation. This is how shit goes. This
like
is
some
evolution.
shit is gonna go the way of the dodo bird, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
The
you know,
dodo bird.
Yeah,
Like-
I agree.
I hate that shit though.
It's a
You know what I mean?
Pokemon.
It's like all the time. You see, like, well, not all the time, but like, I mean, you've probably seen like "Save the Whales" bumper sticker, and it's like, well, why?
I don't know about the whales situation though. Like I can't like justify why whales are going extinct. I would
It's
think
because
they're
Japanese
fucking
fishing
over,
boats
all right, but
are whaling.
Are they not oversized just a little bit?
I
Were
have
they
not heard
greedy?
anything about
Yeah,
Save
right?
the Whales since the Weekly Reader, like back in grade school, man. You remember the Weekly Reader?
Hell yeah!
Oh
shit.
wow!
I have not heard of Save the Whales since that shit. You know?
Throwback.
Weekly Reader.
Yeah, that's 100% throwback right
That
there.
is throwback Thursday
But
status
that's
right there.
that is how
On a
good that
Wednesday.
effort is that it like that's how long ago that issue was brought up. In the
Here
Weekly
you
Reader.
see the mighty
Now,
sperm
all right,
whale.
So the dolphins, I agree. Like we need to stop fucking up dolphins.
Well, look, that's the thing.
Like
Like,
we're killing dolphins.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see
Okay.
the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
yeah,
Yeah. We need to
And
stop
sharks,
fucking with
too.
dolphins.
43.
Like Japanese people, they just fucking straight up cut the fins off of sharks and then throw them back in the fucking ocean. Like, how
Oh,
fucked
my
up is that?
God.
Yeah,
So-
like it's
also,
gonna
they
live.
can make shark fin soup.
yeah,
That's what they make.
And
because
use
shark
nothing
fins
else
are a
out of it.
delicacy.
Yeah,
But
like,
see, this
come
is
on,
the
that's
thing,
so
though. Like,
messed up.
like humans are fucked up, but at the same time, the only reason we can do these things is because we are obviously the most intelligent and dominant species on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone ever that's like, dolphins are just as smart as humans. I'm like, oh yeah? I don't see them with internal combustion engines and spaceships and shit. Motherfuckers swim around in water and go,
Motherfuckers been swimming around for years and years and years.
yeah,
That's
like
because they're so smart, they're chilling with what they have.
like I understand that
Yeah, right. We don't know what they got
intelligence
deep
can be
under the
measured in
ocean.
many different ways, and I guess they measure their intelligence on their ability to communicate with one another. But it's like, what the fuck? Like, how could you ever even begin to compare a dolphin's intelligence to a human's? It's like they may be able to communicate, but is their communication language ever anywhere near as intricate as a human's?
No, not at all.
Like ours is
He's
so
being
intricate.
really harsh on the dolphins right now. I don't know how you guys feel right now. I'm
Hey,
totally
I'm not-
offended for
Poor
the
dolphins, man.
I'm not saying go out and kill some dolphins, but I'm saying if I ate a dolphin steak and that shit was delicious, I would want another. Real talk.
Real talk.
Like, I hate to break it down
Real
like
talk.
that. Like I love elephants. I think they're cool. I've gone to see elephants in person several times. That's a cool ass animal. But if I came to find out that that was the most delicious and healthy meal on the face of the earth, hook me up with some fucking elephant steak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Steak.
Everything's a steak, fucking
Yeah.
steak. Sear that bitch. Let's
Fuck
go.
yeah.
Let me sear that dolphin up.
But I mean, like,
Throw that
but
dolphin
like we
on
were
the
saying,
grill,
like
man.
with the panda, it's like we're putting pandas in pens and trying to make them mate so they can reproduce.
If
And they're just stupid.
anything.
If they-
In a cage for a week. Oh, fuck it.
God, I want to go see that guy again. He was funny as shit.
Yeah, dude, Jim Jeffries is the best.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny to me too, like how there's so many people that are like, you know, save the planet, save Earth, save the planet. And I think George Carlin put it best. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, like, save the planet. Planet don't give a fuck about you. You're just another blip on the history map. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. You're nothing. Like, the only way humanity is going to survive is if we get the fuck off the Earth, because the Earth goes through climate changes. Oh, imagine that.
Yeah.
We've had ice ages. We've had hot spells. we may be encouraging climate change, helping it along, but the climate's going to change of its own accord, one way or the other. As a species, we need to be less concerned with saving a fucking rock that's just gonna float through space no matter what happens. We need to be more concerned with us. Like, save the planet. The oceans aren't blue enough. Like, motherfucker, shut up. Go somewhere else.
I mean, you can't deny that we're fucking up.
We're definitely fucking up.
We are definitely contributing to
100%. We are fucking up the planet.
I'm gonna go
but
throw
at the
my
same
trash
time,
out on the side of the road.
the planet is going to get fucked up with or without us.
Now you're a rebellion.
All I'm saying is that the planet is fucked with or without us. It will shake us off its back like a flea.
Yeah, I mean, to Ross's
The
point,
planet doesn't give a shit about humans.
it doesn't matter what we're doing to it, because I'm sure, like, if the dinosaurs got together and they formed a council and they were like, we need to treat the Earth better or we're going to go extinct, like, bitch, that happened anyway. Like, it was going to happen anyway.
Just because we decided as a species to save the planet, that's not going to stop a fucking asteroid from wiping life off the planet. You know what I mean?
Now, I'm not saying that should go into the, treat the planet shitty. I get that.
No,
you should
no.
just treat the
And
planet
that's
shitty.
and that's not what I'm saying either.
But
I'm
at
not
the same
saying just
time-
treat it like a fucking whore. You know what I mean?
Just
But-
because there are people that treat it shitty don't mean that you have to change them to save the planet, because it's not going to make a difference.
Exactly. It's like, I drive a big ass truck. Last time I checked, I'm averaging 9.9 miles to the gallon. And all the time, people are like, oh, well, why don't you get a fucking hybrid or Prius? And I'm like, because I'm not a dickhead. Like, I like what I
Who
like.
says this to you?
What friends do we have that says, yo, man, get a fucking Prius?
It's funny, because I was thinking, and I'm like, who the fuck would say that?
I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not anyone in our
Anybody.
group of friends, because I keep friends that understand that a man needs to be a man. And one of the ways I express my manliness is through having a large, noisy truck that sucks fucking fuel. But, like, all the time, people are like, oh, that's bad for the planet. And I'm like, so is you running your mouth. Get the fuck away from me. Like, if I want to...
backhand them.
Yeah, like, if I want to drive a gnarly big block car that's just spewing pure fuel out of the exhaust, that's on me. Fuck you. Why don't you balance it out then? I'm not changing my life.
My thing is, like, that shit was going to happen anyway. Because it's in the fucking planet, and it was going to end up burning up at some point, so... The fuck, like I really don't think, like, as far as climate change, I don't think we're the major contributor. I think it's kind of fucking natural, and then we're also not helping the situation.
Yeah, but that's the thing that kills me, though. It's like when people say save the planet, like, okay, how exactly do they plan on going about saving the planet?
Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still need to watch that. I still
Wait,
need
you
to
still
watch
haven't
that.
seen the Captain
I
Planet?
fucking- I
Captain Planet
forgot.
is the future.
Tonight,
of the
I am
world.
watching that tonight. Please do not. No more.
What are we talking about?
Spoiler alert. I'll leave.
A movie?
Whatever.
No.
The Captain Planet. Don
Yeah,
Cheadle
Don
shit.
Cheadle is Captain Planet.
What?
But
You didn't see it either, right?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
So
I thought we talked about this. I thought you guys
we
had seen
talked
it.
about it, but 50%
Oh,
of them
yeah.
hasn't seen it.
No, as soon as we're
Yes.
done recording, watch that shit. It's fucking hilarious. But I mean, like, I hear people say save the planet, and it's like, I'm not saying fuck the planet, but at the same time, I'm like, you're talking about an inanimate chunk of fucking rock floating through space in one of goddamn infinite galaxies. Who gives a shit? The only reason anyone cares is because we're here. People are saying save the planet, and it's selfish. People are only saying save the planet so humanity can continue.
The only reason
The
people
planet
care
is
'cause we
going to
haven't
get
found
rid of us.
We haven't found a way to get to another planet.
And that's exactly
That's why
it.
people care so much. They're like, well, if we got to get stuck here, we might as well start doing something about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. Instead of
Well-
spending so many resources on maybe we can re-engineer the climate of the planet and we can make our own shit. Like, okay, if we come up with the technology to completely change the climate of a planet, why don't we go colonize another planet? if we come up with the technology, we're eventually going to mine all the resources out this motherfucker anyway.
Well, they said they know how to terraform, so it's just a matter of being able to do it.
But that's what kills me.
with the
People are like,
technology, so.
save the planet. And it's like, well, there's a lot of resources we've been using and will continue to use for a long time that aren't going to come back. It's like everyone that says save the planet, I'm like, you own a car. Like,
Yeah.
even if you own a Prius,
right.
that motherfucker has steel in it. Where do you think steel comes from? The earth. How much of it do you think is left? I don't know, but it's definitely a finite number.
I'll tell you right now, I swear to God, if we have one of those Armageddon fucking meteors coming and they're like, look, there's not enough money in the budget. First of all,
Yeah, we spent too much money planting trees and parks to actually save the planet. I'm sorry.
I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, it just kills me. It's like,
money in the budget.
but in my eyes, the future of humanity is 100% dependent on getting off of the planet, going other places. I mean,
Yeah.
we are already reproducing at an astounding rate. You know what I mean? We could fill the planet with humans and exhaust the resources pretty fucking quickly in the grand scheme of things.
There was something that I read online which doesn't make it true, and I don't know how close to the truth it is, but what they were saying is that you could take the whole human population and place it in the state of Texas,
Yeah.
and everybody'd have 1,000 square miles to themselves.
Okay, that's definitely not true. 1,000
Wait.
square miles.
Hold on.
Because think about it. Think about it, though.
I'm sorry, feet. So 1,000
All
square feet.
I'll say that's a little, yeah, that's
Ooh,
more like
1,000 square
because
miles.
1,000
Yeah.
square miles, it's like 1,000 square miles times 6 billion
No, I
plus people,
definitely
almost 7
meant
billion.
feet. But what I'm saying is, if that's true, we got a lot of area to work with still.
Oh yeah,
A lot.
no, we have tons of area. Like we're not even
Like the Sahara.
beginning to touch space.
Go there.
You know what I mean? Like we have more than enough space on the fucking planet to house humans. The only problem is, if we did go ahead and fill up every square inch of the planet with the population density of New Jersey, then you got like some crazy ass Judge Dredd shit on your hands. You know what I mean? Like,
Death Valley.
yeah, like it's gonna be superpopulation. There's gonna be no resources. They're gonna be eating Soylent Green for dinner.
Hey, do you like this acidic environment? This is great for us. Drink the water. Over and over. Have kids. Can't wait. Mutated. What's that movie?
Mutated
The
children.
fucking mutated children living in the minivan. What's that movie again?
Living in the minivan. What
you
the
guys know what I'm
fuck?
talking
No
about.
idea.
I
what you're
thought he was
about.
talking about The Hills Have Eyes.
That's what it is.
Oh,
The Hills
alright.
Have Eyes. They're in a little fucking
Oh,
van.
I've never
Some
seen
shit.
it.
Little cabbage.
Yeah.
Live in a minivan?
I don't, what
No,
is
they
it?
live in like a trailer. thing.
Trailer home.
Oh.
Trailer home. That's
I'm
my
up-
boy.
Alright,
I gotta say,
bro,
the first time I
look.
saw that
Trailer
movie,
home.
like,
That's
that
disrespectful
shit-
to trailer
that shit caught
homes
me
calling
off
it a
guard.
minivan.
I didn't know it was going to be that vulgar like that quick.
Yeah, girl
Like,
got
it didn't
raped
take
and
long
shit.
for that whole situation to escalate at
No,
all.
it
in the
didn't.
beginning of
That movie happened fast.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They posted up in the desert. Bitch got raped. Shit went down.
Yeah.
Got real.
Shit got
I've still
really
never
real.
seen it.
This got so
Yeah.
real.
Man, fucking, rape scenes and TV and movies and shit, nothing makes me cringe the way a rape scene does.
Dude, I'm telling you, you want to get creeped out, watch this shit, because like it's like what, like the first 10 minutes, this fucking mutant's raping a chick, like no
Yeah.
remorse, like enjoying
No
the shit out
remorse.
of it, dude.
The
Yeah.
first 10 minutes
Some
of a
weird
movie?
zombie
Yeah.
people. Like,
It did not
it's
take long to
fucking
pick up.
weird. Yeah, that movie started instantly.
See, you want to talk about saving the planet.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about mutant rape. This is how we're going to begin.
Saving the
Mutant
planet.
rape.
Who wrote and directed this shit? Who was like, it'll be great entertainment? Rape.
Zombies raping a girl.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Rob Zombie has something to do with that shit. Just saying.
Yo, but I don't even think Rob Zombie is down with the whole rape thing. He's done some pretty gruesome shit in his movies, but I don't know about rape.
I'm not going to lie. I don't think
Night
I've ever met
Shyamalan.
anybody that's ever been down with the rape thing.
yeah,
Except for a rapist.
yeah.
Yeah, but how many of them do you know?
I don't know,
That's what I'm
actually.
saying.
I don't
I've
know
never
any.
come across anybody that's
Actually,
okay
I
with
don't want to
it.
know either. Say if I do know any rapists, I'd rather just not know. Who
Yeah,
they
I've
are.
never met anybody like, I'm pro rape. Love that shit, man. Like,
Have you ever seen Blazing
they would
Saddles?
definitely. Oh my god,
I fucking love it. It's
that
like
movie is hilarious.
they got a big long line of all these like criminals and everything, and they're like taking down lists of what they've done, and the guy's like, "Oh, I did rape, arson, murder, and
Yeah.
rape." And the guy's like, "You already said rape." Well, I like rape.
Yeah, that's a classic right there.
Yeah, rappers are good. I mean,
Rappers.
Oh.
Oh, just throw a P in there. Add an extra P.
that was good, right?
Is that always Master P?
Yeah. Confirmed.
Possibly confirmed. Oh, don't worry. We don't have
Listen,
to make
every
sense
now
all
and
the
then you
time.
gotta throw out that terrible joke.
Possibly confirmed.
That as well. So, look, let's be real. We had one reason to have this podcast.
Yeah, let's be real.
You gonna tell us about B-Rad?
Oh shit. We waited
Okay,
till
yeah,
the end
yeah.
too. We waited till the end.
tell
That
us
was
about
perfect.
All right, now hold on. Let me throw a
B-Rad
little-
though.
Let me
You
toss
can't-
out a little bit of preface to this, okay?
It's B-Rad.
So before we started recording, everybody, we all arrive at the recording studio. We're all just BSing for a few minutes.
Multi-million-dollar.
And,
Shout out to Auto Jungle Studio.
Yeah.
AJS, hashtag.
And,
AJS.
And our special guest, Special K today, he tells us that he had talked to one of his friends who will henceforth be referred to as B-Rad. And I guess he is interested in starting his own podcast. Is that what the deal was?
If that sounded
And
more
Special
questionable.
K was sent here to infiltrate.
Well, all right, I'm going to put it to you like this. When it was last football season that he was kicking around the idea of us doing a podcast, because when we're sitting around watching football and it's just all of us together, kind of similar to this situation,
Well, yeah.
conversations tend to be funny, and we're like, man, other people would enjoy this. So, he's like, we should start a podcast. We should start a podcast. But the thing is like, Brad doesn't have the resources or the know-how to start the podcast.
Okay.
So it's all about me getting the podcast together for everybody, like getting everything set up because I'm the tech guy. So it's like, you set up the podcast and then we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where we're at with it. So I've been sitting here today, and I can say now that we're this far in, so you guys don't turn against me, I've infiltrated the podcast. I got him everything he needs to know.
He's
got all the information. God damn it.
He sent Carl here as a fucking spy.
Yeah.
To try to find out our special secrets.
And podcasts are just so complex, man.
Today-
I know. So complex.
Today
Maybe I was
There's
just
so
double
much
agent.
to it, man.
So there's laptops.
Oh, there's laptops, microphones. Oh my God, so much.
The technology is immense.
So much shit to do.
And then the internet.
Oh man, the internet. God, I
All right, you
forgot
see,
about
Brad
that.
is a
Jesus.
man of
Do you know you have to click on stuff?
of great
What?
ideas and great visions, as long as somebody else does all the legwork.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? So that's where we're at with it. Like, he thinks that this show in particular needs format. He says, because how you going to get listeners when you just talk about nothing every week? Like, that's not going to grow a following. Like, you need to do like movie reviews at like the end of the month. So
Oh, let me ask a question. Why did Seinfeld do so well? It was about nothing.
say the same.
A show about nothing. Damn, that shit's still in syndication,
Delivered
making that
in a
man
pizza
millions
box.
a year.
Some crazy shit.
now I don't want to just sit here and dog on Brad the whole time. I mean, like.
Well, that wasn't the original point.
Yeah, like he wanted
Brad.
to start a podcast, but what I'm saying is like
Well, then
he
he
never started a
should.
podcast, so the judgment on this podcast is kind of like invalid at this point. you know?
Yeah. So
definitely.
he
As a
he
listener,
was-
he has an opinion, but as somebody that's aspiring to start a podcast, like I feel
Yeah.
like he should reserve some judgment. That's all.
he was
Goddamn
passing
hater.
judgment on my format or lack thereof without having ever tried to venture out into his own.
Yes.
And it's but I mean, I don't get it. Everybody's got a podcast these days.
Yeah, I know.
It's not that hard. I mean, seriously, pretty much anyone that has a laptop with a built-in microphone,
Yeah.
and even, or if you even have a camera too,
Yeah.
boom, record some shit and put it on the internet. Call it a podcast. There it is.
You just gotta do it and show up. Show up every week.
But I mean,
Whatever your
it's
schedule
funny
is.
because the way this podcast started, it was probably almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Me and Vince had this almost that same exact conversation that you were talking about. You had with Brad. We were sitting around in the basement playing video games, just drinking and just dying laughing the whole time. And I was just like, dude, why don't we do a podcast or something? Like, we always have the most ridiculous conversations. We're obviously very outspoken. We have crazy opinions on shit. Like, you pretty much just heard me condemn the planet. I mean, we obviously...
Don Cheadle will save us all.
Yeah. God, I hope so. But it's like, we don't have a problem talking shit on whatever. We have our opinions. People can't change them. So anyone that has strong opinions, just go ahead and go do a podcast, But, like, we had that conversation, like, let's do it. And, it took a while. It kind of came up here and there, like, let's do it, let's not do it. Do we have ideas? We don't have ideas, whatever. And then one day, talking to Vince, and he's just like, yo, do you really want to do this shit? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to do this shit. And he's like, well, then let's fucking do it. It's like, we have a recording studio at our disposal. Why don't we just sit in it and talk?
Yeah.
And boom, here we are today, listeners.
I personally,
Bada bing, bada boom.
I like the format because I feel like more real things come out of it. Like when
Exactly.
you're just sitting around
It's
talking,
natural.
Yeah,
It's not
you don't force
formulated.
anything from it.
Like, look, there's a couple things that I've been thinking about to like bring a little bit of a format, not even really a format, but like maybe a segment or something. I've been thinking about that because there's some things I'm extremely interested in. Like, I'm a fucking gearhead. I love cars. I love cars. Cars are cool. I know shit tons about cars. I can talk about cars all day, every
Me
day.
and Vince would be quiet during that segment every week.
Oh,
yeah, but
I don't know
that's
shit about
but
cars.
that's the main reason I haven't done it yet is because I mean, most people I meet, not only are they not into cars, but they don't give a shit. They have no interest in hearing about technical specs on cars. Like, oh shit, what did you set your cross hatching angle in the cylinder to? And people are like, what?
No clue what the fuck he's talking
Exactly.
about. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just that I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
You can't relate.
Yeah, you can't relate. Exactly. That's
But if I ever do a car segment, I'll let you guys know now that it's basically going to be a quick rant from me on why something sucks and is awful.
I don't mind.
Nah, I don't care.
I don't mind at all.
Oh yeah, I mean I've been thinking about it. It's just something I have to sit down and actually write because if I do it, I don't want to. I don't want to do one and then just never do it again, or do it spotty here and there.
You could always just do like a segment too, where not like part of the podcast, but like you could actually just have like Ross's fucking, because if that's all you were going to talk about, and we're sitting here talking about blowing up the world, and then you want to stop and be like, so the new 16, blah blah blah, whatever. It's like, all right, what the fuck is he talking about?
No, and that's exactly it. Like, it was funny. I had one of my friends who's a loyal listener. She was saying that she would like a segment or some type of format as well.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what though? Like, I like the way that the conversation just evolves and molds. And one thing that somebody said to me was that the only thing that frustrates them about the way we do this is that sometimes we'll bring up a point, and then throughout conversation we get so far off that point that it never comes to a resolution. And they're like, fuck, I was really interested in hearing what you guys had to say about that, but then you went off on a tangent. And I'm like, well, this shit happens. Like, it's fucking stream of consciousness. You know what I mean?
You know what? At least that's constructive criticism. Like, like Brad told me, he was like, yeah, like I listened to like half hour of the first episode.
What are they
was
talking
like,
about?
Not going back. And I can tell you now, like now that I'm 30, I can tell you that like my judgment towards things, like I'm not as judging as I used to be. Because I can tell you, like right now, like, there's two different extremes I can go with this. I'll start with the lesser, and the lesser would be like Lil Jon. Like, his music used to play, and I used to be like, man, this ain't music. Like, I don't understand why everybody's loving this shit. Like, everybody's getting all hyped up, and they're like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
But, like, like, I don't listen to what it, like, Q102 or PST or whatever it is, but I got it on the radio, so, like, when I'm flicking through the stations, like, I might catch a Justin Timberlake song every now and then. I like JT. He's got some good music.
JT is the man.
I'm not going to hear that on Radio 104.5, so I'll flick through every now and then. So the other day, like I'm flicking through, and all I hear is "Turn down for what?" And I was like, I'm like, I'm in the mood for this. You know what I mean,
dude?
Before I'd be like, this shit's garbage. Like,
the same for me though.
Give it a chance.
Like, honestly, there's a ton of music that I think is shitty that's out now.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I think Kesha, her music to me falls in this weird gray area where it's like it's not good. And it doesn't get me amped up. So I'm like, what the fuck does this exist for? You know what I mean? It's pretty pointless to me. But then you have Lil Jon. I'm like, it's not a particularly good song. It's not like it has some deep, meaningful lyrics. It's just like when I crank that shit up, I am fucking pumped. Like, that shit just gets you hyped.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it's like, this isn't music that I would listen to, but it's like, now, like, before I'd be like, if it came on, I'd just be mad, because I'm like, I don't know why people enjoy it. And, like, now if I'm out, like, say, like, Xfinity Live, and I'm getting drunk, and they're like, tonight's gonna be, I'm like, tonight is a good fucking night, yeah!
Yeah, you definitely hit on something true there, because I do the same thing, because I used to be, like, overly critical about stuff, like, oh, no, this one isn't even good. But, like, you know what? It feels good.
Yeah,
that's what music's supposed to do. If it makes you feel good, then
feels good.
that's what it's all about.
See, Vince knows. I've always said this too. The way I like to look at music is I judge music based on the emotions it evokes within me. Like, every time, like, Vince, you make music. Nick, you make music. And I used to love just sitting there and listening to him craft and create music out of nothingness, Like, I thought that was fucking amazing. But I was always, I don't want to say critical, because it was constructive criticism, you know what I mean? He would make a beat, and I would be like, that doesn't really bring anything out of me. Like, that's just more or less a neutral feeling, which, sometimes is okay, but, like, that's not what you want. You want something that's going to be engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you'll hear a song that just makes you want to fucking walk with your chin up high and your chest out. Like, fuck yeah, I feel like a badass motherfucker right now. Like this is some
somebody
cool
in the
ass
face
music
right now.
Some music is like, I just want to wobble and wiggle and jiggle and just dance like a fucking white boy. I just want to be weird as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the way you said that was definitely white. Wobble, wiggle, and jiggle.
Fuck yeah.
Like a white boy.
I had to throw that jiggle in there though. You know what I mean? Us fat man, we gotta keep together.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just becoming less judgmental to things. But not only that, but I mean, like, now I'm going to take it to the extreme circumstance, and I'm just going to, dude, I say fucked up shit sometimes. And I don't always wholeheartedly mean what I say, but I mean, it'll just come out. So I'm just going to go with it. So like, I'm like a lot less judgmental towards people now too. And I mean, like, here's a good example. Like,
Which is good.
Right, but
because I know exactly what you mean. There was a long period of time where I did the same thing though. Like, you would just take one superficial fact about someone and pretty much make your judgment on the person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was very guilty of that.
I fucked up getting to know a lot of people like that because some of these people wound up being really fucking cool, and I'm like, damn, like I can't even believe I held that against them.
And you know what's funny though? It's like I've used to do the same thing, and I know I'm glad that people didn't really do that often to me because like you're saying, like I say a lot of fucked up shit too, you know what I mean? And most of the time I'm joking. I just like to get a rise out of somebody.
Yeah, dude, like I like saying fucked up shit just to see how people would react. Like I was in Wisconsin and Michigan on a trip, and I, you know, like the whole running theme for me was like, yeah, that's as fake as the Holocaust. You know, like that was like the running joke. It's just fucked up to say.
Yeah, but honestly, but see, like anyone that would think that's fucked up is just dumb though, because you have to understand that there was a long period of time when the Holocaust was truly believed to be like a propaganda stunt, like a fucking figment of someone's imagination.
So you know, like someone would think that I'm that type of person,
just
to get a rise out of them. So I say fucked up shit all the time. So. There was like this, it was like a tornado coming in through Wisconsin, and my buddy's parents owned a bar, and it was sitting out on the river. There was like an outside and inside portion, and we're sitting there, we're eating, and dude, it's coming in, and the rain's coming down heavy, and the wind is going hard. There's like bent sideways stop signs and everything.
Oh, shit.
And I just kept saying, man, like, yeah, there's no tornado coming. This is fake as the Holocaust. It's fake as the Holocaust. You know, just being an asshole.
Yeah.
So my one friend finally got tired of me saying it, and like, there's this real big gust of wind that kicked up, and it blew a bunch of shit in the bar over, and he goes, yeah? Is that as fake as the Holocaust? Dude, right behind him was like a mother, a father, and like two little kids sitting at the table behind him, and they all stopped and they're looking at him. So what I do, I turned and looked at him. I was like, "You're messed up, man. I can't believe you would ever say something like that."
Oh, that's great, dude.
I straight threw him under the bus.
So you just flipped it on him like that.
Yeah.
So that's great, though, man. I love that shit. And people get so mad, too. Because when you're quick with the wit like that, though, and you just flip it back on somebody, they get so salty.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So
especially when they just don't know what to say. Because some people are too fucking serious. You know what I mean? Like, if you made that joke, like, oh, that's faker than the Holocaust, you know that if you do that in a large enough room, somebody's going to be like, excuse me, it is well documented that over 4 million Jews
like that person's a nerd and I don't want to talk to him. Like, that's the person I say RRA as I'm walking away.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not stupid. It's like, I know that happened. Like, some people, it just, I don't know. Like, I have a pretty dark sense of humor, so I like to go places like that, too, you know?
Same here, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when you were talking about the animals going extinct, I'm saying, like, I don't care. You know, the cows died for a good cause, you know, my consumption, you know.
Yeah. Well, see,
obviously, I don't fully mean it, but I don't care. No, I'm just playing.
I would probably shed a tear for the extinction of cows long before I'd shed a tear for the extinction of dolphins, sharks, whales, pandas.
Yeah.
Because I like beef.
Yeah, cows are more part of our everyday life than sharks and dolphins are. So
and it's 100% a selfish reason. I like to eat cow. I hope they're around for the rest of my existence. Yeah.
It's just too damn
good.
If
sharks went away, I would probably be more inclined to go swim in the ocean.
Yeah, right. Not be scared.
It's like on the episode with Debo, we had a long talk about why the ocean is the scariest fucking thing on the planet.
You can't see shit.
It's the unknown. There's so much of it that's still unexplored. It's like we're talking about whales or giant. Yeah. Like honestly, like, you know, Godzilla just came out and everything, and it's like, oh, there's, you know, alpha predators and this and that, like ginormous animals that live at the bottom of the ocean and shit. I'm not going to say I believe that, but at the same time, we have no proof against it, so it has to be some type of fucking option in my mind, you know, like the Marianas Trench. Like, ain't no fucking humans going down there to see what the deal is. Like, oh, hey,
Right.
millions of pounds of pressure. Let me just swim down here. And so,
Well,
oh,
I mean,
cool.
think about it. Like, the beach is like the safest part of the ocean, and right away, like, you're up against jellyfish. They fucking suck.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to get stung by a jet. Like, right there, that should be the first deterrent. Like, I shouldn't be in here.
And that's another
You
animal.
know what I mean? Like,
That's another
you
fucking
haven't even
animal.
gotten
What
near
the
the dangerous shit.
What awful turn in evolution did that son of a bitch take? Like the box jellyfish. Like, you brush up against it and die? What
Yeah.
the fuck? What is that shit? What was coming after the box jellyfish to make it so venomous it could take down a human just by simply brushing against it?
I like how they
how
took the
far out
lazy way out too. They're just like, nah, fuck this, I'm killing. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't want to swim faster or anything
Or be
else.
intelligent or hide well.
Let me
Yeah.
just
I'll kill.
That's why jellyfish
I
are
want to
great
move
to
slow,
me.
but kill.
Yeah,
Yeah, but how far out do you have to be to encounter one of these box jellyfish? Because I honestly don't know.
They're not around us. That's another thing that is indigenous to
Australia?
yeah, the Australian area.
all right,
Australian
so if
and
you're
their
on an Australian
poisonous
beach,
fucking
though,
animals.
They're poison everything.
Got everything is
If you're on an
poisonous.
Australian beach, how far out do you have to go to encounter one of these jellyfish?
Honestly, I think
5 miles off the freeway.
off the freeway, still on land. Oh, they fly through air now,
They
by the
fly.
way.
They catch a nice gust of wind.
They just move like sloths.
But no, I think they if I'm not mistaken, I might be talking out of my ass right now, but I think that they actually like they migrate in and out off of the coastline and everything, and sometimes they will have like high alerts. And it'll be like, do not go swimming in the ocean. Box jellyfish are right out.
So,
they
like,
will
Could you
kill you.
imagine
So,
cause
like-
of death?
Like they-
jellyfish.
like,
Hey,
dude.
dude, like I would feel like my whole life went to waste
Yeah, I'd
if
be
I
like,
died.
come
to a
on, I
jelly-
died from
That's
a
like
fucking
Steve Irwin
jellyfish.
with the
I was just
stingray.
about to say,
Yeah.
how do you think Steve Irwin feels right now, sitting in heaven? I think he's in heaven. He was a
Wrestle
cool ass dude.
alligators his whole fucking life, and then
He fucked with every venomous, deadly goddamn thing on the planet.
and died to a stingray.
And then a stingray. There's been, I
Right
can't
through the
remember
heart.
the exact number, but since we started recording things like death by stingray, less than 10. Since the 1800s, less than 10, and he's
Wow.
one of them. Like, this man has just straight up scooped up king cobras and fucked with crocodiles and deadly spiders and everything else. And a stingray?
You know what though? That bred one of the best South Park moments of all time, dude. Like Satan was throwing a Halloween party, and like everybody had to come in costume, and Steve Irwin shows up, and he's just got the stingray through his chest. And Satan looks at him, and he was just like, too soon. And he goes, "But Satan, it's me, Steve Irwin." And he goes, "Oh, the no costume, you gotta go."
Oh shit, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell. You know, it's funny that you say that though, because like right after the Halloween after he died, one of my mom's good friends wore a Steve Irwin costume with a fake fucking stingray
No,
through
see-
his chest as his costume.
And that right
I was
there,
like,
that's-
fucked up.
That's
damn.
the
fucked
perfect
up.
example. Like, yeah, it's fucked up, but like that's something I would do. Like, yo, it's nothing against the guy, but this shit is funny.
Oh yeah.
Like my buddy was getting married in Ohio, and we had to stop. Dude, we had to stop at a Walmart, like headed to the wedding because we had to decorate the car with like the just married shit and the cans and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So we stopped
All
in
that
Walmart. We're walking around in these fucking fly ass tuxedos, and we get to the counter, and the chick looks at us, and she goes, like, "Wow, what are you guys all dressed up for?" And the whole Paul Walker thing had just happened. I'm like, "We're going to Paul Walker's funeral."
Damn.
oh, that's fucked up.
Yo, that's awesome. I don't
Probably
give a
could have got a
shit.
number out of
That
that.
is awesome. Yeah.
Did she-
Oh
did she
my
bite?
She was
God.
hot.
Oh, she was laughing her ass off.
Oh,
no,
my
no,
God.
she wasn't hot. She was a little overweight
That's
and everything.
fucking
But like all that
funny.
aside,
Typical Walmart.
that's just how I am. I say the inappropriate shit all
Typical
the time.
Walmart cash.
Oh, yo,
register.
you want to talk about inappropriate with Paul Walker shit? You know, our first guest from the first episode, Kenny, he loves trivia nights out at bars. So the one time, his team name, it was right after. I'm talking like 2 days after Paul Walker died. His team name was Too Fast, Two Funerals.
Oh shit.
I was like, damn. I was like, I have to laugh because it's fucking funny, but at the same time, like, oh, 2 days, man. That's pretty fucking
Yeah,
rough.
too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon.
That's rough.
That shit wasn't even fucking green yet.
Yeah, that shit's bad. Like, oh man, like I'm a car lover too, and it sucks. Like I feel some type of way about Paul Walker dying because
Yeah,
he
so do
wasn't
I.
even driving. You know,
Well, I love the Fast and
That's
Furious
what's
movies.
fun.
Yeah,
just
right.
period.
His
Like, I
friend
just
fucking
like the
drives him
movies.
into
oh hell
a tree.
yeah, every single one of them. I saw every Fast and Furious movie. In
Yo,
the
and they're
theater.
nowhere near realistic, but I just
no,
enjoy
but they're
them.
awesome.
Yeah.
They're always good to
Those
watch.
aren't even Paul Walker's best movies, though.
No,
Yo, Running
Running
Scared.
Scared, yo,
Scared.
Running
movie
Yeah, I
Scared.
was thinking of, man.
Ever.
Running Scared is the best
Running
Paul
Scared
Walker
is
movie
fucking
fucking
badass.
ever.
Yeah,
Yep.
yo,
Love that
I want to
fucking
see.
movie.
I want to see Brick Mansions. I
Oh
actually
my
heard it was
god,
pretty
that
badass.
shit looks good.
Yeah, I heard it
Never-
was pretty badass.
never
It's
even
in the
heard of
theater
it.
now.
It's got RZA in it and Paul Walker.
It
and,
just came out.
Okay,
this
I
is
know
Paul
which one you're
Walker's
talking
last
about.
movie.
Yeah, it's the one
Yeah, I gotcha.
like they had apparently just finished filming like right before
right.
he died.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That shit, it's wild though, man. Like, I don't know, it was so weird. Like, celebrities die all the time. You know what I mean? And it's always just like, oh, so and so died. Like, oh, that sucks. But like for some reason, like when Paul Walker died, like I guess because he was such a gearhead and he died in a fast badass car, like that shit really hit home for me. Like, I'm not saying I was like broken up about it, but I was just like, damn, like
Nah, I definitely
that's a
thought about
fucking
it.
reality
Yeah,
check.
Yeah.
He found himself in a
definitely-
situation where he was done like Ryan.
Like,
See what I did
Done like Ryan. I like that.
That,
damn.
that was like so advanced.
That was super.
So you know what
That
though?
was,
Like
that was
with
next level shit. Right
That
there.
was.
that, I like
I like
that.
that.
Yeah,
That was
I like
really
that.
good.
He flipped the
We're
name and
talking about
everything.
that,
Still
and we're
got
saying
his
I like
joke off.
that. I like that.
That was the podcast. Right
That was
there.
it.
That was.
That's just
You got
crazy.
it.
all
Just
summed up
ended
in
on
one
that
moment.
note right there.
Right there.
Thank you. I feel honored.
That was the best.
Yeah, we're gonna end this on such a high note. Or you know, Paul Walker's dead. Ryan Dunn is dead.
R.I.P.
Done like Ryan.
Damn.
such a high note.
Rest in peace.
But nah, like fucking. Oh, Ryan Dunn. Weren't they doing like 130 on a country road or something?
He
Drunk.
died. He's done.
They were drunk.
Yeah, and he
Point.
fell like off the side of a hill. Like,
Oh,
he went
really?
down a hill and shit. Yeah, with like mad trees and shit. Just hitting trees, knocking them over as the car's falling down the hill.
See, like that's when you wish there was a camera there and you could just edit in the guy from Mortal Kombat. Toasty.
That was actually very, very good too. That was spot on.
Got you covered like a Jimmy hat, motherfucker.
I just wanted to compliment everybody real quick. Nick, what's up? Let me compliment you.
Yeah, Nick.
Go ahead.
Yo, Nick. Actually,
I'm beautiful.
I want to compliment you on how well you're coming through on the mic today.
What up, though? What up, though? Can y'all hear me?
No,
Well,
I just want to say thanks for having me. This was a good time.
Oh, fucking
yeah, man.
thanks
I
for
haven't
coming
seen
out,
Carl in
man.
so
Been a while.
long, man.
Yeah, it's fucking
It's
awesome.
been too long, man.
Yeah.
I
way too long.
I've told a couple guests I'd like to have them back, and you're definitely one of them because I know
appreciate it.
there's so many things we could dive
yeah,
into
Carl
and talk
could
about
go
for
for hours.
hours.
Dude, I'm telling you, I got plenty of stories too. I really thought I was going to get into some of them, but I'll save them for another time.
Oh,
Like,
I
could
know.
tell stories for
Like
a while.
you know
I
what's
guess
funny?
that's-
That Chick-fil-A story I told about the rude lady. That
Yeah.
shit happened 3 weeks ago, and like I wanted to tell it, and it just never came out right. You know what I mean? Like I like the way we just keep that natural evolution going.
I really
Yeah.
wanted to tell the story about the New Hampshire strip club, but that's a good story for another time. I'll keep you guys simmering on that one.
Stay tuned for Carl's next podcast.
yeah,
So-
no, I like that. Well, yeah.
The surprise ending is
Jesus
that
Christ, I'm excited.
we're fucking brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
For those of
twist
you that
ending.
do not
Oh
know.
shit! Damn! We just blew somebody's mind.
For those of you that don't know. If you
Boom.
don't know, now you know.
The sound of I almost followed that up with some Biggie shit right there.
Yeah.
That would definitely be inappropriate.
Yeah, that was
First
the last
initiated.
word.
And if you don't know, now you know. Hombre.
Hombre.
That's how it goes, right?
Hombre.
I think that's how that song goes.
Hombre.
Hombre.
Well, now that we found a safe ending to the podcast,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, fucking awesome coming out. Next week, look out. As the plan stands right now, we are supposed to have our very first female guest next week. Woo!
Oh my god, my balls just jingled. I mean,
So yeah, so I mean, it has the potential for great awkward moments and all that stuff. And plus, I've been trying to have a female guest on here for a while because I like having conversations about relationships and interactions between men and women because I don't fucking understand women at all. So it's always great to hear their point of view so I can not listen to it.
Or not.
But
Stubborn assholes.
But yeah, man, fucking awesome. Look out for next week. Yeah, kick ass. This has been Ross Reviews All. Listen to this shit all day, every day. And if you ain't listening, you better be fucking deaf.
What up, dude?
2 hours he rolled by.
And if you don't know, now you know, hombre.
I gotta say, dude, that shit was